There's no way.
It's 100% Robert's or James's DNA.
Even collected blonde hairs from the room.
There's no way it's James. There's no way.
She was trying to get away from her husband, and I don't know their deal.
Okay.
You know, I didn't get deep into that because there's always two sides to every story.
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crime Circus. My name is Drip Drop, and I'm filling in for Baby Drip. Anyways, this is the long-awaited, highly requested James Reyes interview. This is the guy that Sherripapini was staying with for 3 weeks when she dipped out on her family in 2016, 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. Do you think they had sex? Anyways, this is his tell-all interview/confession. Sadly, this is audio only. They didn't think to bring a video camera to this ultra-important interview. Also, James has a bird or two. So, we're gonna get to hear the sounds of nature. And if you're more interested in this case, I've got multiple interviews of Keith Papini, Sherripappini, and Corey Wheeler. I've got the whole case file, and I've been releasing it on Crime Circus and Crime Circus Cult. Make sure you check out the rest of these videos if you want to be entertained and educated. Anyways, let's jump right into this and see what James has to say for himself and his experience holding Sherripapini for 3 weeks.
It's August 10th. I'm with FBI agent Peter Jackson. It's 8:53 in the morning. We'll be contacting a James Reyes regarding the Sherripapini investigation.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
Oh, sorry.
How you guys going?
Are you
James?
Yes.
you James? My name is Peter.
Got a mask on. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm Kyle Wall from the sheriff's office.
Oh, okay, I got my grandma sleeping in here right now.
Okay, we were trying not to make too much noise.
Okay, she's 92. No pressure.
Okay.
I'm taking full-time care of her right now.
Oh, wow.
Do you have a couple minutes we can talk?
Sure. Just right here. Or?
Inside, it's completely up to you.
Let me grab a mask.
I'm okay with no mask. I'm okay with no mask. It's just everybody's got their own personal preference.
Okay, yeah. I can come outside if you want.
Yeah, we're outside.
I'm gonna go sit. I don't have anywhere to sit.
You want to sit here on the curb?
Yeah, that's fine. I can
sit here?
stand.
Yeah. You don't have to.
How you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Just woke up with her. She's all night.
Yeah, everything okay?
Well, I took care with the virus happened to come, but I moved. She was getting a little old, so she's 92, and my dad's passed.
Little
or
old?
something. Yeah, and so I just moved her from Buena Park in February. And my job's at the ice rinks in Anaheim, in Irvine, in LA, and so I had to move her in with me, but it's full time, so I quit my job.
Okay.
Well, I'm in the process of it. I'm trying to get
IHSS.
IHSS, but they're closed because of the coronavirus.
Really?
I'm
It's
just
a hassle.
Yeah, I'm in limbo with it right now because I call it every day and they're just like, we're closed due. But I've just spent all my money eventually. Renting this, but I am with her, and then I have my aunt. She's kind of helping me out right now.
This is a nice area. I've never been down here.
Well, the landlord, we're lucky. We don't pay anything here compared to the area.
Really?
$14.50 for this.
Really?
It's just because his mom, she's 96, lives there, and they've owned it since.
For how they would
And
build.
they just rather get the rent than have people like over here. My buddy lives across the street where that lady is. $2,400.
Wow.
Holy cow.
So you've been here a long time then, if you've been
Almost 10 years.
Wow.
That's nice. They're not moving around.
Well, I'm from Big Bear.
Oh.
Played hockey. I was with Long Beach Ice Dogs for a little while. And I did some stuff with the Ducks when I was a bit younger. I'm not that old, but. And then you retire out. You take some injuries, and you just.
And you stay an arena monkey. You stay around.
Yeah. Well, now I'm the GM of Ultimate Skate and Hockey,
Okay.
and we have one in LA, Kings Ducks training facility, New Ryan facility, but.
So you stay in the game. That's what most
Yeah.
professionals do, right?
Yeah, we still play. All the Ducks retire and they play and they coach, but we've been down, so we don't even know if the sport's going to come back here for a long time.
Sure.
I won't play. I won't go in the arenas because
Your grandma.
it's blowing that air conditioning through there.
Yeah, and then coming back to see your grandma.
Yeah, that. I don't know how gnarly it is, but it seems to be bad enough.
Yeah, no, it's for real. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
And it's just there's one information that stayed similar because the polar extremes from every expert, the ones that keeps getting me. It's like, can the experts come together and come up with like a middle ground just so we all know what the middle is? But that's not where
She
we're
likes
at.
the news, and I'm just,
You can only watch so much before your blood pressure goes up.
like, it's looking pretty good, but we had the highest day ever. I'm just like, well, Did you just read what you wrote? You just did it, the American people? But you do what you're going to do.
So
what can I help you boys with?
we're here regarding Sherripapini.
Okay.
And just trying to figure out how you know her. When was the last time you talked to her?
Well, me and Sherri dated back in 02.
Okay.
Through, late 02.
And before we get too far, obviously this is just voluntary.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer these questions, but we do want to hear what your answers are, because I'm sure you're going to have questions for us too.
Yeah, we met.
It is a crime to lie to a federal officer. So whatever you say, we just want to make sure you only say the truth.
Yeah, I met her actually in high school she dated a friend of mine in Big Bear.
In Big Bear, wow.
I used to go, be part of a thing called Youth to Youth program through the guy she was dating. The coffee house where I worked out in Big Bear, and then her mom I worked for the coffee house, so they invited me, and that's how I kind of just met her. She dated my friend for a long period of time.
Who's
Matthew Ziss.
Okay.
Dad, Vic Ziss. He was a sheriff or a police officer in Big Bear for, I don't know, 20 years or so.
Okay.
And then we were together for a few years, and then we grew apart.
Just relationship-wise,
late 2002-03 into maybe 5-6, because she moved back to Shasta, going to school, and we just kind of broke apart. I was playing hockey.
So living together relationship, or what?
Yeah, we had an apartment for about a year down in Huntington Beach off Victoria and Brookhurst.
Okay.
And that was it. I moved to Costa Mesa over off Mesa Verde. She was kind of with me, but we weren't really getting along. Not like we were fighting or much. It was just she was going to school and I was playing hockey. So it was just
at a professional level.
Yeah, but I was 21, 22.
At a professional level at that point, right? So
I was just coming in. I came in late draft, not in the NHL on the coast, and then I just I moved around leagues. So it was you have a suitcase all the time in your locker room ready to move, because they might call you at midnight and go, you got to go. You're traded, man, because you're not making much money,
Yeah, but it's a professional lifestyle. It's running, and it's hard on anybody.
It's hard to make plans. Is what it is, and then whatever the league will pay. And then we were together for a bit, and then we talked off and on, but because we had some stuff I had to give. She had stuff she left, and she had some of my stuff, and I haven't talked to her in years.
It's been years since you talked to her?
Yeah.
Well, what about
we talked?
So
talked to her. I talked to her dad.
So in 2000, right? We're in 2020 now.
Yeah.
So
15 years.
Okay. So in 2006, you broke up.
Roughly, yeah, 15, 16. I'm not really. I was right over here off Mesa Verde at the Villa Siena.
Okay.
But there we moved in with my buddy Damon.
Okay.
Worked for me. I worked at Hockey Monkey part time, and then when our lease was up, we were coming up, and she wanted to go back to Shasta, and I couldn't go. I had a little brother in Loma Linda, and I've always kind of taken care of her. My dad had stomach cancer, kidney cancer, and he died. So I was just kind of then doing the only grandson thing. But then I'm trying to think what Duck's game. She had contacted me some years back, and her dad was going to be down here, and I knew her family. Mm-hmm. I went to a hockey game, not with them, but I just met up with them after at the Players Lounge. Had a beer.
About what time?
I'm trying to think. It was about 3 seasons ago. Is all I'm trying to think. It was game something with the Ducks, but it was about 3 seasons ago.
Like
17, 16, 17, 15 maybe. I'm not even sure. No, not playoffs. It was just a regular game. Guys, my rinks are over there, and I just go all the time. I have tickets all the time from the rink there. But
so somewhere around 16, 17. You guys met up?
14 to 16. I mean, it was during the season, so I just know at the beginning it was about 3 or 4 seasons ago. I'm a little behind now because this season is not quite. It just started, and I was confused the other day.
Obviously, she had gone missing for a while, though.
Yeah, it was all the news. My mom had contacted me, because
was this last contact you had before she went missing?
Yeah, and it was just she called me, or text me, time, let me know that her dad was gonna be down. Maybe I can meet up with him, and she gave me her number. So I messaged him, and he was with an old. He races boats, I guess, down in San Diego. So just where I met up with him. No dinner or anything. It was real quick. I got there.
Was Sherri there too, or just
no, just him and some gentleman that he was racing with in San Diego.
Okay.
They race blown boats or something.
Yeah, that crazy stuff
down in the harbor. Oh hell no.
So the last time you saw her in person was when?
Oh man, a long time ago. About not quite a year after we broke up.
So maybe
she had been down here and collected some stuff. And I took some stuff to her that I just had at the apartment as I moved out of there, and I moved to La Habra with her.
Okay. So is that more or less 2007?
6, 7 right now.
7.
Because I only had a 1-year lease there. I wasn't there very long.
So was the lease in your name at that place?
Myself and Damon.
What's Damon's last name?
I'm sorry?
Damon's last name?
Salcedo.
Salcedo. Okay, so when you guys left there,
God, I haven't
since you left that apartment address, you haven't been in contact
just in
with
that call that her dad was coming down. I mean, at early stages, we were young, so we were talking stuff, but she's in Shasta. That's like way the hell up there. I've been up there quite a few times, you know.
Oh, have you?
When I went to Thanksgiving with her first, like the first time I met her family up there at Thanksgiving, and then we went up to Christmas tree cut one year, but that was in the early 2000s.
How was her relationship?
When was the last time you were up there?
Huh?
When was the last time you were up in the Reading area?
Next was probably 2004.
Okay.
It was just Thanksgiving, and then we went up that Christmas, I believe, too. And we went to Mount Shasta there to cut trees down with her family.
So kind of the beginning of your relationship.
Yeah,
right?
it was. I'd say we were together for 2.5, 3 years, maybe. It was brief. We knew each other, but it was just a relationship. I mean, I knew her from high school, and we never dated or anything then. You just knew her from being friends.
What was Sherri's relationship with her parents back like that when you met up with her dad down here for the hockey game?
I mean, we didn't see her parents for probably maybe a year. She kind of came down. She flew down, I picked her up at the airport, and we hung out, and we were staying. We were just...
That's for the hockey game again?
Yeah, and I didn't really know, what was with her parents, if they had an argument. I contacted her to pick my cousin up in Oregon, and I had her number, and I called her to see if she was in San Ramon, because we were going through there to San Francisco. And that's how I kind of got reconnected with her. And that was in probably 2001 or 2, right in there.
So 2001 before your relationship. Is that you talked about?
Yeah, that's kind of how I got reattached with her.
So you're saying you met her when you were going to school in Big Bear?
Yeah, funny enough,
As a young guy.
I had a napkin from the Pine Knot Coffee House where I worked that had her number on it. And I just...
You saved the napkin?
Well, just moving. I moved from high school. I moved 2 days after I graduated. I was out of Big Bear in HB with my best friend Everest. And we moved down there, and I found it digging through stuff as he moved, and my new roommate was coming in. I moved. So I gave her a ring, and then we just were talking from there, and then she came down. As far as what was going on with her parents, I don't really know.
Well, I mean,
as later on, you start to learn.
I'm more referencing the hockey game at this point.
Oh, okay.
So Sherri reached out to you on the hockey game 3 or 4 years ago. We don't really know. And Sherri reached out to you. Can we go over that? Like, how did that come about?
Just that her dad was going to be down for a hockey game. I mean,
she just reached out to you and said,
"Yeah, I mean, I haven't really gone anywhere forever. I've just been here." And at that time, and I've been with her. I haven't really traveled. I never went to Canada to play or anything. I was going to move up there, up to Toronto.
Is it more like a?
Yeah, just hey,
I'm
my
trying
dad's.
to figure out the context.
Yeah.
So is it her reaching out for? Hey, I know a guy who used to play minors for that. Then maybe he can show you around the town, like show you around the hockey stuff. Is it more like a?
Well, he knew I played hockey.
Well, yeah,
and stuff. So I'm not really sure what brought her to contact me on that point. I got a text from a number up north, and I just was like, oh, and I contacted her, and she's like, oh, my dad's be down. And I hadn't seen him in 10 years, probably close to. I don't even know. I mean, I'd only seen him a few times back then. They didn't make trips down here very often.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
And that was I didn't really see him at the game, like the whole game. I met up with him at the players' lounge up top at the bar after, and had a beer with him, and then I off.
So
like a Tuesday night or Friday night game. I only play on Tuesday, Friday, Saturdays, typically Sundays.
So the last time you ever saw Sherri, last time you were ever sexual with Sherri, we're talking
a long time ago.
Like 2007, 6-ish.
7 would be pushing it because she was gone already.
Okay.
Because I was 2002 to 3 in Huntington Beach. My second lease was 3 to 4 in Huntington Beach. Yeah. We left there and went over here, Costa Mesa, Fairview Drive, Villa Siena Apartments. And in that time of living there with my buddy there and her there, she had moved. She was on the part of transferring up there. She went up, she would go up, and I think she started school, is what I thought she had started doing up there at the time.
Okay.
And then she'd come back down, pick up some stuff.
So it was like a transitional period,
Right.
obviously, like most relationships.
Right. And
So
we had a car that was ours, but I had another car and I couldn't afford it, and I was like, well, just pay for it, and because my uncle actually loaned me the money, and then that kind of just fell apart after he passed. I just said, take it. I can't keep track of your guys' stuff up there and here. And that was right around that time. She was driving that car up and down.
And that's all 2006, 2007-ish.
Yeah, I wouldn't say 7, because 7 I was already...
Mid-2000s.
Yeah, I was 5, 6 is when we were there.
So then from there till 2014 to 17, if you don't know, before her abduction, right? Before her abduction. So that's when you meet up with her dad down in Orange County.
Honda Center, yeah.
Okay. Did you give her dad anything? Like at that point, you guys just have...
No, you know, I just quick. We were there for maybe 45 minutes, if that.
Okay. So you guys didn't exchange any items or...
No item.
So
I hadn't seen him forever, but we just talked about his boat racing, and he asked me what I've been doing, and I was going to be playing that, not playing that. I was supposed to be in net that night as a backup.
Okay.
Just due to I'm a relief. Not anymore. I'm too old, but we're on call in case the cap gets messed up and someone gets injured. They can't fly guys in anymore.
Okay.
So they pay us $500 and we suit up when you sit there.
Just in case.
Yeah. So I met with him a little later because I was downstairs. I sit at the bottom waiting.
Okay.
You just wait there, and then I went up. But no, nothing to exchange. I hadn't seen him forever. We were close, me and her family, and I knew her mom, and I had only met her parents when I was with her. I didn't meet him back in high school because we go to youth, but that was just a school program
Years ago.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Like, why would she be taken, abducted?
I don't know. I mean, when we were together then, I know her. Every parent's had battles, but I don't really know if there was any mental issues. We grew up together as just friends, so you don't really get into deep stuff till later. And I don't really know a lot about her history prior to her family meeting. I'm not really sure. I don't know much about Northern California up there. Only a few times I've been to Redding. It's very kind of small. He said we haven't had contact. I don't know what kind of person she is much anymore. I mean, I know who she is, but I just don't know her.
Do you have any family up there?
No family. No. All my family's here that's alive. I have very little family left, actually. My mom, my aunt, her, and I have a couple cousins in Florida.
Okay.
That's it.
So you went to gone up there, no reason for you to go up there and,
Oh God, no.
if it wasn't for Sherri, for another reason to go up there and...
No, I mean, I don't leave this area at all, man. I work 6 days a week, 60 hours a week, typically. Right now I'm not. Now I'm just with her full time, but that's full time. And I may be moving to Arizona. My grandpa had a heart attack, her ex-husband, and that house is in my name, so I may be going there. Not yet. My aunt, we're dealing with him in the hospital. We can't go see him right now, so.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it would be for a year. So if I try to go, I gotta sit up with her and see how her health goes throughout the year.
So we're getting to a point where we're here for a reason,
Yeah, of course.
right? So I'm from Shasta County.
Oh, yeah.
He's from the FBI office in Redding because we're the ones who worked her abduction case.
Okay.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
So we got here because we found some evidence that ties you to the abduction side of things, not from a haven't seen her in 10 years.
Okay.
Right? You haven't exchanged anything with her parents, and you didn't exchange anything at the hockey game.
No, she'd sent me my team jersey back years back because my team jersey. We were together and I gave it to her, but that wasn't from her dad. That was shipped to me.
That was kind of her.
Yeah, well, I asked for it. Back then I was like, hey, if you can send me anything back.
But not all ex-girlfriends give your stuff back. So.
No, but it was my team. It was my only professional jersey, and I had my signature on it. And I gave it to her as a gift. But I was like, hey, can I get that back? And just if you didn't get rid of it, if you don't want it, I want it. It's just the only jersey I have.
And so here's the deal, James. We're not here to jam you up, but we do want to understand the truth of what happened with Sherri. And I believe that you have some of that information. Yeah. I'm not sure if you don't want to tell us, or if you don't, you're just not sure what to do. But
yeah, I'm just
at this point, you haven't broken the law.
No, yeah, I'm aware. I mean, I'm tired. I've been talked to cops and stuff before. I mean, my whole family has been.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to continue to treat you cordial.
Yeah.
But there's information that I think you have about the abduction that we would want to know.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I can get. All I know is what I read about it. I try to look it up, see what it was going on, because my mom called me. I mean, I have TV, but it's just like whatever I plug in. I don't really watch it.
We're going to start getting on a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And I want to stop you before we start falling. your DNA is found with her at the time that she was found.
Okay.
So there's evidence that says you were around when she was found.
I was at work. I mean, I was.
Well, I'm not saying at that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I'm saying during the abduction time, your DNA is found on her.
Okay.
So it's not from a chance. Your own words. You haven't seen her in 10 years. She hasn't been down here. You've only talked to her within like the season before. Again, we're not here trying to throw anything down your throat. We're just trying to understand how your DNA got there, what the situation is around it. If she was truly abducted, is she lying to everybody and got on 2020 and is a liar?
Right. Yeah, that's where I seen it.
And we don't know where that is. We know you're the bridge to that information because you're the only DNA, and it's specific type of DNA. I'm sure you've heard of touch DNA. You've heard of all these different types of DNA.
Well, I'm going over there right now. The virus.
Yeah.
But DNA, but just spitting.
So your DNA is on her when she's found. Okay. So we know either she was with you or she was close to you or a house that you've been at. Now, obviously we came here prepared, right?
Yeah.
So here you can see, like, we've done our homework. We've done checks on, like, when has your vehicle been spotted by license plate readers?
Yeah.
So this is all the dates, different dates.
Yeah, I'm all over this.
We can see you here, on the 24th. You're parked right here at your curb.
Yeah.
That's the date she was released.
Okay.
Okay. So we know your car was here when she was released.
Yeah. It's always what's kind of always here.
So
I had another car.
That's why when you're like, no, I was here at my house. Yeah, we know that.
Well, no, I was at work. On that or
On
whatever.
this day, on Thanksgiving Day.
No, Thanksgiving. I came and picked her up, and I went to San Pedro. You can call my aunt on that.
Perfect. And so what we think is who drove her up to Woodland and dropped her off?
No, not me. I was with her.
We're not saying you.
No, I know, but I mean, it wasn't
Obviously,
that
it
car.
wasn't you. Your car's here.
Yeah. I don't know.
James.
I don't know.
who was with her.
No, I don't know this about it. I really don't. I mean, I was here. I got her, and I went to St. Peter's. What I did for Thanksgiving.
How do you explain your DNA on her 10 years later? That's the $1 million question.
I mean, other than the stuff she had of mine.
Went to less of that.
Yeah, I mean,
It wouldn't have gone that long.
that's it. I mean, I have the clothes, the jersey she sent me, and then pictures and some stuff. And that was it. And I'd sent a big box, and
But again, this
sent a big box.
is all
pictures.
10 years before.
Yeah.
10 years. DNA evidence doesn't last 10 years on items. Even if she was wearing your game-worn jersey when she was found, we wouldn't have found this DNA. It wouldn't have happened. It's seminal fluid.
DNA doesn't lie.
So all that would have been dead. Even if she was wearing the game-worn jersey, hey, put this on, babe, like I just played tonight. Any scenario you want to go, 10 years later, that stuff's gone. So this is where we're coming at to that slippery slope. I don't know who you're trying to protect. I've already told you that based on the information that we know from her, that you weren't involved. So she never says, I was with you. None of that stuff comes up. There's no crime indicating that if you guys met up afterwards and you guys had a great time, and let's say everything she says everything she said that happened to her, and she says you did it, I don't really know the crime at this point because she hasn't told us. So if that's that fine line between like what your involvement is, what your truly involvement is, and what you're criminally liable for, if that makes sense. So she says something that whatever she explains what happens to her. We continue on this route. We find your DNA evidence now that now makes us question everything.
Right.
So now we're here trying to figure out how your seminal fluid got on her 10 years later. And it's not a happenstance. It's not an accident. It's not an anomaly. This stuff it dies. So when seminal fluid dies, it no longer can provide DNA. So in that 10-year period,
I'm gonna have to talk to a lawyer because I don't understand that at all.
what I'm saying is she's not implementing you on any type of crime. she hasn't said that you're the one that hurt her. She hasn't said that you're the one that like beat her up during all that time.
No, I know. You understand. You're asking about like sexual stuff.
And she's not raped. Yeah. So there's no rape allegation. I'm just saying there's symptoms on her 10 years after you guys even talked to each other, the day she was taken or the day she was found.
I don't think she can even. Yeah, her dad said she almost died on her second birth. She had like major complications. I mean, I think she's a fairly sick girl. That night I talked to her.
Night you talked to Dad?
Dad.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that day she let me know he's coming, but he had said that they almost lost her.
Yeah, but I think she's so small. Giving birth is small.
She's pretty tiny. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I can get back to you or something. I mean, I got to talk to the lawyer. It's a little weird.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you're asking about semen and stuff. I'm not really sure
I know
about that, you know.
So,
but I mean, I haven't been.
And the
with
point
her
of me
so
like
long,
telling you that exactly.
It's just
that's the gap. So we're looking at a 10-year gap. That right? If you guys were dating and then something happened and then like that natural progression, we would have been, hey, we found some stuff on your shirt or whatever, of course. Which is normal. That's a normal relationship thing. All of that's normal. The only part that's not normal is the 10-year gap. And obviously you throw a small abduction in the middle of there and she's found in that 22 days. She could have been anywhere. So with that time frame at the end of it, we just find your DNA at the end of it. So to say nobody's saying that you're involved or nobody's saying you did anything. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I think you know, or you can point me to the right direction of where to go next.
She said she was taken by 2 women, right? So you're not a woman?
Not quite. Very ugly one.
So who would have taken her that you know? Who has access to your stuff?
No one has access to my stuff. I don't even keep in contact with half the people I grew up with. Man.
So no girlfriend?
No, well, my girlfriend, believe it or not, my girlfriend's in Australia right now. She can't get here. I've been with her for almost 4 years.
Oh, wow. What's her name?
Kristen Skola. We talk just every day, but she can't get here because they're on quarantine. They won't allow us to go through state lines, you know. She's in Western Australia.
Wow. What's she doing now?
She's a figure skate coach. I met her in LA through a friend that she used to come here. She'd come here to just stay and skate for the summer. And I have the shop in LA. I fit her for skates. We hung out and then she came back and we've been together since then.
Nice.
And that was in 2017 when I met her.
Earlier you said you wanted to talk to an attorney. Like, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, because it's...
We still want to talk to you.
No, of course. But I mean, it's just legal stuff. I don't understand all of it if you're, throw words at me and stuff. I'm just making sure.
Anybody who says seminal fluid is scary, right?
Well, it's just weird. Yeah, that's...
Nobody wants to hear that in this new Me Too world.
No, I mean,
The bottom line, you're still good vitamins right now.
whatever you guys say, is whatever you got. But I mean, I'm just, seminal fluids, but I mean, it's however you want.
But here's the deal. You're still standing by. You haven't seen her since like 2006. You haven't been near her.
No, just in the years we separated from just the travel time. She came down. We exchanged what we needed to. She actually stayed right back over here. Yeah, she just stayed just down the way off.
But nothing since mid 2000s.
No, that was it. Other than talking to her, throughout the time, and her dad, a text. Her dad's gonna be down here and meeting up with him.
And you're saying you had nothing to do with her abduction?
No, I was surprised as you guys because I mean,
You don't know who took her. You don't know where she was held.
I know. I seen online they were talking to someone. Only people I know on the East Coast from that stuff, and the only kid I know out there that she knew is Matt, but he's in Chicago.
CrimeCircus.
That's Matt Ziss. That was her first boyfriend, and that's the only guy I know East Coast that I know of.
But why do you bring up East Coast?
Well, because the news says she had been talking to someone in Michigan or something, or there was some. I mean, that's the only. I just was walking what I could track on my phone. Well, I don't know. He just got married.
The person she was talking to.
Yeah, but I mean, I know Matt from high school. I haven't seen him since I graduated, so I doubt it.
And,
I mean, he's kind of a.
And so she was taken on the 2nd of November of 2016. Where would you have been in November of 2016?
Probably working. The only day I don't work is on a Friday.
And so obviously we're gonna go get your work records. Is it gonna show that your work?
Most likely. I mean, I don't. I'd have to see what day. Anything but Fridays is the days I don't work. It's my only day off. I work Saturday through Thursday. I work either in my LA shop.
skate?
Ultimate skate and hockey. I either work in LA, Anaheim, or Irvine. I haven't been in LA for about a year.
Do you guys do time cards, or how do you guys do time?
Yeah, my boss does the time cards. Well, the owner. He's the owner. I'm the boss.
Is it like a punch card thing, or is it like a written down?
Well, he has an accountant. He does that. It goes through the accountant.
Yeah, I just didn't know. Like some people, you have to walk in like on the wall.
No way. He's old school, man. Well, I'm on salary, so I don't clock in. I'm just.
What's his name?
Sandy Steinler.
Sandy.
STEINLER. Well, I might add his Sanford, but he goes by Sandy. Okay. I mean, if you.
Well, obviously, we're gonna go check with him.
So who
show you?
He'll be either in Irvine or Anaheim, probably.
So SUVs, like big SUVs, are pretty rare down here. You don't see very many of them.
My cousin, Nicole.
Big SUV, the big truck.
The Prius, and the toy hauler, and the big excursion, and the work trucks.
So, who do you know that has like bigger SUVs around that time frame? So your cousin?
My cousin. He has a big excursion that was right there. It's a massive.
You're talking about Robert?
Robert Doty.
Robert Doty?
Yeah.
Junior?
Yeah, there's three. There's Junior. There's little Junior and Senior. My uncle's way out in the desert, and then that's Junior and his boys there. But he's on his way back probably now from New Hampshire. They got they have their grandma in there, and she's on hospice. She's dying right now.
What kind of SUV does he have?
The Black Excursion. It's well, we have to move on Thursday. It's parked somewhere. It's actually, I think it's right out front here. Big one. I can walk you down over there if you want to see it. I don't. It's either over here or over here. I just know.
We could take a look at it.
Yeah.
What is it? Trash day on Thursday?
Yeah, we always have to move. Well, they didn't post it, and we had to move it. Take it to last week.
Really?
You get on Costa Mesa thing, and it's like that, and you have your own discretion.
That's what I saw the sign. This one we were pulling in said no parking on Thursday. That's $40 bucks.
You had the same phone this whole time? 2015?
The phone number?
Your phone number?
Yeah.
What's your phone number?
It's probably back on one of these. It's probably around the corner right here, wherever he parked it before he left on Thursday.
Around the corner?
Yeah, it's a big excursion. It's got the mirrors in it. It's older looking.
Okay. Should we go check it out? Or you have time?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really open it or anything.
No, that's fine. So you can still the same phone number?
Yeah.
So if you've been using your phone, it's not going to carry you on?
Most likely.
Nice.
Check this big white truck.
What's he do?
You have a mold abatement restoration company called Delta, like a franchise. You have mold in your house.
Yeah.
I've actually helped them come in. Check the air.
That's a lot of work.
Check the air. You gotta cut everything out. It's kind of hazardous. Sometimes you gotta wear a respirator and stuff, and then cut it out, dry the air,
Rebuild it.
bring in hygienists in at $500 a minute, pretty much. If it tests wrong, you're screwed for 7 hours. You get $1,500 and do it again in 3 days.
Who is that on him or the owner?
I'm sorry?
Is that on him or the owner?
Him. Because you pay the private hygienist instead of a city hygienist.
Gotcha.
Here, yeah, it's over there by that white. There's 2 utilities. The one.
Oh, the Tahoe and then the Excursion?
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
Okay.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
So I used to move my grandma. And no, his other truck's gone. Maybe he sold one. I know he sold the work truck and he got a new one. He's he's out with that lady. His grandma by that just kind of passed away and trying to fix it out and sell it.
So here's the troubling thing: is like, why would you even be motivated to be involved in this thing? Like, if you haven't talked to her in years, you're doing your own thing here. Like, why even care about her, right?
Cares about everybody.
Yeah, everybody is a person. I mean, obviously, like, what bone do you have to grind with her?
Like I said, we had a clean breakup. We just split. We just said, hey, that's it.
And that's the part that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you need to get back with her for any reason? That's why I heard.
No, I didn't even see it. Oh, shit. This is a collarbone shot.
Ouch, I heard it. So there's, what we're trying to get to, there's no refusal that you were somehow, somewhere around during this time. There is no way to defend it. There is no way to say, hey, I wasn't there. Hey, like, thanks for getting on an airplane, come down here and talk to me, but I wasn't there. So that, you don't have that. Without a doubt, you were, the two of you shared the same place within the last, like, month or so from
2016, yeah.
So that's that little, that's the hard part, because there is no, like, for you there can be questions because maybe you don't know, you don't really understand.
Maybe somebody else wanted to do a big one, bigger or something.
I know, and I have anything against up here. I mean, just.
And I know she's estranged from the family. I know her and her dad don't get along. So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they had their arguments when we were together, but there's nothing dramatic like that.
Yeah, but then they got like not invited to Christmas. Like there was like a big old, there was a big family fight.
Well, her mom was more of the one that would be a little crazier sometimes at moments.
So in 2016,
obviously they know your number. Would they have wrapped you up into something like, hey, can you help us out?
No, the only
teach her a
time,
lesson. I don't know.
the only time I contacted them was I had a box of stuff with all of her pictures and stuff. I just shipped it up to their where they work at a storage unit place. Mm-hmm. And that was just a bunch of pictures, stuff that I had up in the cabinet, and I just shipped that out for my work here.
how long ago was that?
I was back 14. I was here already. It just, I moved it, I called them up there, let them know there's a package coming up.
Okay.
And they do whatever they needed to do with it. It was just pictures. It's about this big. It was not very much stuff. Just stuff actually she brought down back from when she moved down with me way back then, and we just never got opened up. I don't even think it's just a bunch of pictures of her stuff. I wasn't doing much. Yeah.
Who do you know that lives like more of a rural area? That have like a gravel driveway, like a raised foundation, more like a mobile home. Who do you know that lives like that type of area?
In a lifted area?
Sorry, rural. And then the house, like this, is on a slab fountain. It's not really, it's raised, but it's more of like a mobile home type house.
My brother just moved to one down
In like the 16 realm.
No one really around here. I mean,
Where'd your brother just move to?
where's that down there in San Diego? It's called Jennings.
Okay.
It's way out going down like San Marcos. He just moved out of Big Bear with from my mom's house there, so he's down there now. But he just moved there.
That's Cody?
Yep. Yeah, he's been in some trouble.
So Cody's in Jennings now?
He might be in Big Bear right now because he's just moved. He started moving last week, but yeah, he's going down there. He just had another baby.
Did Adriana go with him?
Yes. I don't know if that's gonna work out. I've been taking care of them for like the last 4 years. I've been paying all the mortgage and stuff up there.
Oh wow,
Well, he had a baby.
you're a good brother.
And then the family was trying to get the baby, but the government just messed it up. So we had another one.
And would Cody have anything to do with this?
Oh no, Cody's young. I mean, he's just we weren't together that much when we were growing up. We just, between the age difference, 15 years, and Nick passed away. He's the other brother.
Yeah.
And yeah, he lived with me for 2 years. No, not even 2 years, a year maybe down here. I got him a job. He was messing up there with the kid, and that lasted. And then he went back to Big Bear and had another kid. And that's
Yeah.
other babies probably.
Talking about them.
Maybe Billy.
Maybe Billy, what?
No, I was just trying to think this guy's worked at. I mean, he's nobody. He owns Bent Asphalt. I think I went to his property a long time. He was an uncle.
Do you know who drives like a silver Mitsubishi SUV?
No, not that I'm aware. I mean, not one that I know. Buys a Mitsubishi, of my friends at least. People that. So that's Knickers.
That's Knickers?
Yeah,
Who's Knickers?
it's my brother Nick.
This is Nick?
Yeah, he was like, actually was right here. I had a big, I have another bean bag, but
That's where this picture was taken?
yeah, he was
In here?
Yeah, he was sleeping. But that was, I don't even know how long ago that was.
Wow. Can you show me this where it was taken, like so I can see?
Yeah, the TV's right there. It's actually not that bean bag, it's a black one.
That's a similar beanbag. Really.
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, I see the wood paneling there. Can I come in and
Yeah, I mean,
just I want to see like which direction? So he was like sitting like right here, right?
Yeah.
No.
That'd be wood panel issue.
okay, yeah, this rest tank. I have to take her potty. I have to pick her
Sure,
up.
sure.
I have to pick her up and put her in the bathroom.
That's a full-time deal.
Yeah, this is hers actually. I just moved this when I moved, but there was mine.
So coming back to this picture, this is your deceased brother Nick.
Yeah.
He was just hanging out, and so you took this picture?
I don't think so. I'm not even sure. Maybe. I know it's a long time ago. That was when I first moved in here, and then he moved in a year or so later after he graduated. So I'm sure.
And so this table?
Yeah.
Where's that table?
That table is gone. That one's been broken for a while.
Okay.
The kids jumped on it, broke it down.
When did it break?
Oh, a while back. It broke actually years and years ago, but I just threw it away about a month ago. I was just
Really?
Yeah, because it was cracked. The kids jumped on it and snapped the bottom, and with her here,
Was the top cracked too?
everything was cracked. And then when I first moved in here, I was single and we partied. My cousin, we drank, we partied, drank. I mean, these are all stains throughout the years of beer.
Wow. Huh.
But,
And so this was here. It looks like the same carpet.
well, yeah,
It's underneath
it's pretty stained under here, so I had to roll this over, and then this has been an adventure with her in my own life. Pretty thrash.
And here's the crazy thing, James.
Pretty thrash. But maybe I took that.
This is the table Sherri says she was on when she was abducted.
Yeah.
Yeah. She showed us this picture. Just said, hey, it looks like this. Which looks exactly like your table.
And we haven't talked to Sherri yet. We came to talk to you first.
That's fine.
So we just want to understand what's going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had that table here literally just about a month ago.
Because I really see only two options. Either she came down here on her own, and I don't know why, or you arranged for these gals to go up there and get her. And bring her down here.
I don't have any of that type of
that's
stretch,
the thing.
you know what I mean? Come on.
Crazy things have happened.
So why? Like,
Yeah,
so then what?
But,
Because if she's lying, we want to know. If you're lying, we want to know.
I mean, I
But one
wish
of
I
you
could-
two is lying.
wish I could help you more. You know, I mean, all I do is work and take care of my
Okay, but
family. And
I know-
I'm not even.
We're on that merry-go-round, right?
No, I know.
We're nobody's saying anything.
No, yeah,
all
I wish I
all
could
we're
help
trying
you
to
more.
do-
You know?
But if we go and we start talking to her, and now Sherri comes clean to me because I've been talking with her on a monthly for 4 years since this happened. So once we go, I'm like, hey, your DNA's there. And then she's gonna tell her story, maybe. Hey, I drove down there. I know her and her husband were in a bad spot. I know that there was stuff going around that she was talking to other people. All of that
Loud.
isn't new to me. So if she reached out, which is possible, came down here, things got out of hand, and then X happened. She came up with this story. She got taken back up there. However, she got back up there. I want to limit like your fear of your involvement. If she called you and she came down here and hung out, and then you guys she came up with a plan to make it hide, right? Who thinks leaving their husband would turn into national news? I wouldn't. If you just up and left
Habits all day long. Huh?
if you just up and
My
left
business all
grandma for a month or so.
Oh shit! Oh yeah. Oh, I leave them in here.
Oh, for the bird.
No. Yeah. Kills black widows so they don't get paid.
So yeah, here's the deal. Like, right? We're straight shooting it with you. We want to know what happened.
This is your one opportunity to
now's your
tell
chance.
us your side. Because I'm going to go back up. I'm going to talk to her tomorrow, and she's going to tell me what happened. Because there's now irrefutable problems. So before we were on the I don't knows. I don't know where she was. I don't know who was there. I don't know this. I don't know that. I don't know this. Now I have an idea of where she was because of that picture. I have an idea that you were there because of your DNA. So the story of I don't knows is now getting this small because I believe she was here for a portion of that time, not the entire time, but a portion of it. So she gave us this amount of information that was true, this amount of information that was true, to keep to keep the story up. She was on 2020. She has to save face, right? She has to.
Of course.
You don't.
But some of these things we already know, and we've already investigated them, and we figured it out. We're giving you the opportunity to tell us the truth. Like, for example, I saw that your phone activity stopped just before she was taken. And didn't start again until later, after she was released. Okay? So why turn off the phone for that long, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Nobody knows, but you know. You know what happened. And now's your opportunity to tell us.
Yeah, I don't have much for you guys, you know. Oh, shit. There you go. Where'd you fly? Damn it, Jack. Can I grab him real quick?
Absolutely.
Be ready to fly away.
He went around the house or around the car. Do you need help?
Stay down there.
Will he come to me?
Nah, he's learning. He's a baby. The crows will get him. Come here, Jack. Come here. Come here.
So like a parakeet? What is it? Lovebird?
Australian budgie, actually. Which is a parakeet. I mean, they're so overbred. These are rescues, though. Someone cut their wings really bad, and I cut their blood wings, and I took them. We rehabbing them because it's all chopped up.
Where do you want me to stand so you can get him?
Oh, he's right. Come here, Jack. Come on. Come here. Jack, come here. Come here.
Do you want me to make noise over here? Will this help?
Got a stick. Shit. My cousin's house now. Just me, Louie. It's too heavy, man. I just need somebody to put it. Sorry about that.
It's all right. I tried shutting it. Got a little, I left it 4 inches too big.
Well, Jack flew out.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna lock this door because I got orders here.
Oh, there's sir. Did he go back under?
No, he's under this truck.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's right. I can go. Jack. Come here. Oh. You find that, you're gonna get eaten for sure, buddy. I was looking to be. Oh, little fucker.
Where do you want me to go?
Nah, he's right there. I'm gonna go get a hockey stick and maybe shoot him.
So,
I might just stay there for a while.
like I said, I want to give you the opportunity to come out ahead of this than the back half of it. Because if she goes and plays victim, you got problems.
I'm listening to you. I'm just making sure he's running over here. So.
If there's a viable explanation to what happened, it's better to come from you than from her, because we can get out in front of it. That's why we're here. That's why this conversation happened. That's why we came out of nowhere to come and talk to you.
Yeah.
I want to give you the opportunity before things get out of hand, because the headline that your DNA is on her doesn't look good, doesn't sound good, doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And that's only you can do it. I can't make you do it. I can't make you say what happened. I can't make you do any of this stuff. I just can't. I know you were around. I know that you were involved. Whether you want to tell me or not tell me, that's on you. But unfortunately, I have evidence that says you were there. I have evidence that says you were there. So when I go talk to her and now she says X, but now she wants to make you as the abductor, wants to make you as the one who branded her, wants to make you the assaulter, wants to make you that covered her body in bruises. I can't help you then.
Well, I understand. I understand it.
So I want to help you.
I'm listening to you guys. Just making sure he doesn't get into that yard just because there's it. He's fine. He'll just sit there. He's nervous.
Yeah, makes sense.
But he's not in that yard's savage over there.
I saw that.
Rats and stuff.
So that's...
You get to decide, but now's the chance to decide. You know?
Yeah.
Because right now, if what you were saying before was all lies, we can correct that. Once we leave here, now, not only are you concealing the truth from us, but you also lied to us.
Yeah.
And that's, a crime. So,
Oh, I know. Yeah, so we're friends. We won't be going to jail again.
And you're providing for Nora, right?
Yeah, it's my only grandma.
You're providing for Cody like crazy, right?
Now I broke him off because but yes.
He'll be back.
I've been taking
He'll be back.
I still take care of my mom and my grandma right now.
Okay. So, you got a lot going for you. And I don't want to see you mixed up in something that has nothing to do with you if it doesn't. If it does, now's the time to get ahead of it. Say, hey, this is what happened.
Yeah. I know. I mean, if I want to be talking to a lawyer if I'm doing any legal stuff. I mean, always just how I've ever done it.
I don't know what legal stuff you're referring to.
No, I mean, I'm just talking to like federal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're talking about something that you have control over.
Yeah.
If you want to get a lawyer, we can meet you with a lawyer and we're going to ask the same question.
Yeah.
Your client's
course,
DNA is
of course.
on here.
I know, I understand.
Your client's, your lawyer is going to go like this. What's your involvement? He's going to ask that.
Yeah.
That's a normal situation. That's not
We're
out
going
of
to
the
keep putting
realm.
this puzzle together.
Of course.
You can help us fill it in right now, but whether you fill it in right now or not, we're going to get to the end.
Yeah.
And when I talk to Sherri later on and now she comes clean or whatever, now I don't know. I don't have any answers. I won't be able to do anything. I'm just going to sit here like, well, Peter and I are going to have a conversation.
Up on here just because the nurse is here. I don't want to. Sorry. They're on hospice and working.
We came and talked to James. He said X, Y, and Z, which we know is false. And now here we are. And now you're
got no
up a creek.
explanation for the phone, and you know your phone was off during that time. The question is, were you traveling with the ladies, or was it all on their own?
Or were there no ladies at all?
Just one in there.
Oh, it's humid. Oh, shoot, I read the bird Sorry. Just got a stick or something and grab him with real quick.
Are you willing to tell us what happened, yes or no?
I'm gonna go sit and talk, but I gotta grab the. Can I grab that bird real quick?
Yeah, go grab the bird.
Shut up. You don't have to.
What's that?
I'm gonna grab like a stick
Go
or
ahead.
something I can. Hockey stick I can. Flip them up here with.
You need help as a blocker? Or?
Nah, I'll shoot him. No, I'm just kidding. What did I put under her car?
It's 8:53. We're pausing because a parakeet flew out of his house and he's got to grab it.
No luck?
Yeah, he's on the other side of the fence now.
I didn't hear that.
Well, if I don't see him right here, he can fly off and the crows will leave him. You come over here and do it.
No.
Sorry. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
It's a lot better than a lot of houses we've been in.
I'm willing to sit on your couch.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's clean. It's just.
No, there's some places we wouldn't be willing to do that. That's a compliment.
You can sit. Yes. Can I get you guys any water or anything?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, I mean, what am I looking at here? What's the deal? I mean, just, I tell you and.
Yeah.
Wait,
So all you.
I mean, I'm not trying to lie, you know, okay, I'll be honest. Like, she's a good friend of mine. And I didn't kidnap her. You know, I just. Friend in need asked me for help. And
how did
that?
How did she ask you? Send you a text, call, message.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think. It's been a long time. I mean, probably a text or a message. Could even been from her phone or a what do you call those phones?
When you just prepaid.
Okay.
I'm not even sure. I just know. I think 530 is NorCal up there,
Yeah.
and a couple other numbers. I mean, I deal in the industry, man.
Yeah.
And she used to work for AT&T, so
Right. I'm a U.S. figure skate tech. If that makes any sense. So I just.
So you got a phone from an unknown.
I can't. I won't remember that whether it was a thing or her. You know, I haven't had her number saved.
some
in a long
kind of
time.
phone message though came in.
Right. And then also from her dad. You know, I contacted them during the shipping and stuff. But yeah, no kidnapping. You know, I did what a friend needed, and what she was doing was what she was doing. I was just here.
What was her need? What did she say?
Whatever problems she was having with her husband. And that was that. I mean, she had something planned up and everything, and I was just, I'll just deal with whatever happens. If you're in that distress and you've made police reports and they haven't been filed and are looked upon, which today, if that happened, would be a whole different game, just because of the nature of the world. But that's what she's saying. Like I said, I hadn't seen her in a long time.
Okay. So I know you're nervous.
No, I'm fine talking. I mean, I'm good. You know.
So let's start small.
I'm just nervous for myself, right?
Absolutely.
Because
you can't abduct somebody who called you and asked you. You can't.
There's
do
no
it.
way I would drive up there for any reason.
You
just
can't
to do it.
You can't assault you if you ask to be assaulted.
No.
Right? It can't be a crime. If somebody asked you to do stuff, it's not a crime.
Of course.
So like when we came in here, hey, can we come in here? So we came in here. Legally, we can't just walk into your house.
No, I opened the
So
door.
everything. So if somebody asked you to do something, the liability starts going away. So anything, there's no abduction if she called you and you went and got her. So I think right now you don't concentrate on like the big scheme of like what I did wrong or what.
Oh no, I'm not. I mean, whatever happens. That's how life is, right?
Absolutely.
Free will. So whatever happens to me happens to me, and I accept that when I talked to her, and I just said, "But you got this thing planned out, and I'm just helping." That's it.
So what did she have planned out?
A crime circus.
She was trying to get away from her husband, and I don't know their deal.
Okay.
You know, I didn't get deep into that because there's always two sides to every story.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Your husband beats you. Your husband raped you. You didn't want your kids. I don't know what her deal was, but that was just a friend calling me, and I'm like, well, I'm
But
doing
your
it.
understanding was that's what she was saying. Is she was
That's what
wanting
I'm
to get away
going
from him.
Yeah.
She was having a hard time.
When I know very little about them. I knew she got married when she got married. You know, I knew when she left. She wasn't with that guy. I don't know him. I just know she got married.
So then what happened next?
It was it. I went and got her.
In what car?
A rental car.
Okay.
I mean, just my car's not.
Do you know what kind of rental?
I'm not, honestly, I can't even remember what it was. It was an SUV of some type. But I just don't remember what brand it was. It was just
company?
the cheapest rental I could get.
Company?
Enterprise, maybe. It's honestly, it's back here in the airport. It was, it's over by John Wayne. It could be Enterprise. If I actually drove down there, I might actually know where it's at. I know the area. I just don't know.
So you rented an SUV, maybe an Enterprise.
Yes. It's a rental place. I mean, I could probably exactly. It's over by the airport. It's just down Red Hill and like back off maybe Alton.
We might do that later if you have time.
I'm not sure.
We'll skip over it now.
I would be not ideal if I couldn't.
Do you remember the color?
I could be white or silver or gray. I can't really remember, but I mean, I just
light color.
It was a lighter color car.
When you drove there, how did you drive there?
You mean like the route?
From yes. Let's not. I don't know about I-5 up. Did you know where she lived, or how did you find her?
No, she with GPS, she gave me her information.
The address, and you just punched it.
Well, I didn't go to her address. I never went to her. I don't know where her house is. I still don't know where it's at. I know it's down. I went down a road.
Like a dirt road, or what kind of road?
No, I didn't go down a dirt road. I went down a paved road.
Okay.
It's like a main street. I'm not even sure what street that is.
Okay.
Because I just went at the time the area I was at.
But like, how did you know to get there? Is that?
Yeah, she messaged me, but I don't know that. I can't remember the street.
Okay.
That was the first time even when I went to Reading with her. The only places I had gone back then was to her parents, into the town, and that was a long time ago. Coffee or something, and then the second time we went up north and cut trees. But I don't really know Reading that well. I'd only been there 2 or 3 times with her.
So you didn't go to her residence. You went to some street, met her there.
Right.
And then what happened?
Just picked her up. Obviously it was she what she wanted me to have do, like how she wanted me to pick her up. You know, I mean, I wasn't anything crazy. I just
Pulled over.
stopped the car. Was there a road? Yeah. Did I go up any roads? No. But to this day, I don't know where she lives in Reading. I know she's in Reading. She didn't give me any.
Did you even get out of the car?
No.
So you unlock the door, she gets in.
Yeah.
Front seat, back seat?
Back seat.
Back seat. Then what happened?
Just the drive. The drive time it takes forever to get down here.
Straight back?
Straight back. Yeah, I had to work.
So-
I needed to work
Can I
every
show
day.
you a map of the area? Would it help? Like
It could.
Maybe.
I mean,
So it's like, while he's pulling up the map, it's like 8
well,
hours.
it was. I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I mean, I drove. I got off work.
Uh-huh.
I got up at. I don't know what time I got up.
I was gonna say, it had to been early to get up there by then.
Yeah, I've done that drive to Oregon before and stuff, and like you
Yeah.
get traffic.
I just did the drive yesterday, so I know what it's like.
Well, LA County. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
day.
Hardest time getting out of the city.
I leave 2 hours from here to go to work at the King's training facility,
Man.
and that's what.
So
But
you
so
get
that was
there
just
early in
straight
the
back.
morning?
Yeah, and that was.
She gets in the car, you guys drive straight back.
Yep, that was.
Long
That was
drive.
that. Yeah, I mean, I drive back.
And then come back to where?
Here, my house was thrashed at that time, and I
Party house.
Well, yeah, I didn't have a girlfriend even. It was just my cousin. I mean, we just raged. I had buddies living here and there, and not that time, but
So you and Robert just kind of partied and...
yeah. I mean, I moved down here, and it's just
Yeah.
that's how you get going. You know,
Sure.
he's still partying. He's probably hungover right now. He's a.
So this is the general area where she lives, back in here.
So that to me looks like if I just turn maps on. I mean, I'm not saying you don't know. I just that doesn't.
Do you want like street view, or how would it help?
No, that's that name's familiar. I think that's the road I was on.
Union School Road?
No. I mean, maybe that. I came.
What's the other one?
I don't even know what freeway I was on at that point
Old Oregon
because
Trail?
I did get lost going up there, and I drove like 2 hours.
On accident?
I think going towards Tahoe. I don't even know.
Did you drive through a little city to get to that point, or did you get to like pull off on the highway and drive up a rural road?
All the way up there, I drove straight on a freeway. I'm not sure
I-5
which.
all the way up, and then you get up I-5, and you're pretty close to where you picked it up.
Yeah, that road sounds familiar, old something, but I don't know if that's the road I picked her up on. I know I had come off. There's a Motel 6, and I off the side of a freeway somewhere, like maybe it's more of a truck stop, Motel 6, and there's a gas station right there where I got off. And I know I went through just at that point. I was like, it was paved over there, but there were some just houses off the side, and it became pretty windy and open there, where there were houses,
Country
but
area.
yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit, the other bird. Sorry, guys.
Where's
He's on the other side of the fence.
the little guy that got out?
Yeah.
He tried coming home?
No,
Or
I don't. Yeah, he's over maybe in their yard. I don't even know if he's still there. I'll look.
Well, at least
down.
he came home.
No. Well, he's not over there. He's over there. But I'll look over. He won't go anywhere. He's scared.
Okay.
For a
So
minute.
she messaged you on a phone that you don't know anything about, right? You just get a phone, you get a message.
Well, no, I mean we talked and stuff. I just go okay, and
She said she needs your
I
help.
mean I knew I was like everything's legal when it comes to anything. I was just like and then I just told her I said whatever, I mean I'm doing you a favor.
Do you know
Is that
why
what
she
it
put her phone down like the way she did?
I don't know how she put it down so much, but like I said, I came up on the road and she was coming down the road. So I don't know at which point any of that had happened.
Okay, so you don't know about it.
I mean, I was there and I mean, I stopped and I grabbed her. And not meaning I got out and yanked
She
her
got
car.
She got in the
I
car.
pulled up a seat
And then
and got in,
Okay. And then you guys immediately drove down.
straight down. I mean, a couple stops too.
did
Grab
she stay in
coffee.
the back the whole time?
Yeah.
What'd you guys
She was
talk
laid
about?
down, just, take a nap. Not much really. I mean, it's just see what's going on. I'm sure she was pretty nervous. Like I said, I guess it takes a lot to coordinate something like that,
It's a hard thing to
I
do.
was just here. I mean, I was just like I'm just a friend, that's what I do. I was just like, all right, I'll do this. I mean, I told her, I was like, I could get in trouble, but whatever, I knew her long enough, and that based on what she was telling me, and I didn't go up there trying to find out. I just did my thing and put my head down and go, all right, let's see what's gonna happen.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought there could have been a plan. She said she reported things and stuff wasn't getting taken care of up there, and not that I was gonna take care of everything. You know what I mean? I know.
Yeah. But you were there for in need.
Yeah.
You go up there. You guys arrange.
She arranged. I just kind of agreed. Like, all right.
Do you have any of those old messages?
To be honest, I don't.
Do you have the old phone?
I do have my phone, but it is currently not working. Prior to you guys coming, I was getting ready to go to the store and get a phone, actually.
Right.
I'll transfer everything over just because I have all my work in there, but it's just, it's not even charging. It's been off.
What about like photos?
No, we didn't take any photos. I mean, she stayed in here. She just stayed in the house. I went to work every day. I did my routine. I had hockey. I still had what I needed to do.
Who else knew that she was here?
That was it.
Just you and her?
Yeah.
So no friends came up?
No, I mean, I don't really have people here a lot anyway. I'm just never here. Typically, I usually work 11, 10 to 8, 9, and I play hockey, come home late, get up, do the same thing. But yeah, I leave, and she was here. She cleaned the house a couple times, you know. She just did whatever she thought she needed to fill, whatever she was feeling for herself, you know. She was in her own thing.
What about the room?
I stayed here. I had a different couch at the time. Believe it or not, Cody broke it. Jumped from about there to there, and it just snapped.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I lost track. Cody broke the couch, and then...
you were saying you slept on the couch?
Yeah.
And then she slept in which room?
She would sleep in that room or that room. I mean, I have 2 rooms, so they were both... My buddy was living there at the time.
Is it okay if I go look in that room, the closet? I'm curious if it's the same as she described it.
Oh, the closet? Yeah.
Is that cool?
My grandma's not like... Oh, yeah, she's not friendly.
I'll be quiet.
Hi, Granny. You okay?
Plus, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms is here to talk about her city becoming the latest epicenter of nationwide protests after the
I'll put music or something on you later. Or on you, on.
Is it okay if I take a picture?
Order on police
yes,
reform
this can just
is a
move.
step in the right direction. Here come hot topics.
You mind if I just peek over and see if he's there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Joy Behar, Sonny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
Hey, well, hello, and welcome to The View. On the heels of you-know-who's ex-executive police order, sorry, y'all. On the heels of his police reform, Senator Tim Scott revealed the GOP bill on reform that they call the Justice Act, and why this is very personal for him. Take a look.
Community color and people like myself, I've told my story several times, stopped 7 times in 1 year. That is just been a lot.
I didn't see him there, so I gotta go to the other side. I gotta go to their fence over there. Neighbors walk back there.
Is it how? Sorry, no.
This one? Anything over here, James? Is it okay if I take a picture?
Yeah.
Don't care about weed.
Huh?
White made I thought there was going to be a lizard jump at me, and I swear to God I was going to jump and scream
It's
like
just
a
a
crow.
cry. I hear that from Mom. Cancer.
I'm from Shasta. There's
yeah.
more.
The bulldog's up there.
There's more weed up there than everywhere else.
Somebody got in some trouble up there, but he's an idiot. He got buried, but he's alive.
You got what?
He got like buried. He's done with the skinheads.
Oh,
Yeah, he's not like my buddy, but he had like, he's trying to do something with these kids. Sell in their church or something, but we beat him up and buried him, but he didn't even make out.
So during that 22 days, she has some significant injuries.
Yeah.
So there's a brand on her.
Yeah.
There's significant bruising. There's like, how did all that stuff come about?
She did a lot of that while she was here. She just hit herself with something to create a bruise or something. And I helped her. I didn't punch her or anything. I didn't even put hands on her or anything.
How'd you help her?
She just was just like, bank a puck off my leg. So I shot a puck off her leg lightly.
To create a bruise.
Yeah.
What about the big one on her arm?
That might have been her. There's not too many people that come up and hurt me, right? I played hockey. When I fight, when that's like a thing, is no one's asking you, you're doing. But I'm not physical ever with women. It just I just did what she hurt herself for some stuff. here. You know, I was gone all day, 8-10 hours, and then some stuff I helped her with in a sense, I guess you could say.
What did you help her
But
with?
like, I mean, I gave her this. She wanted me to just give me the stick. You know, I'm like, all right, but I didn't do it hard. I mean, she's tiny. I could just
Let's
like
not be vague.
cross check.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, that stick I had.
Yeah.
Like not hat. Yeah, like if you were sitting right here and I just took my stick on the back of your hip or over your kidney and rolled it down that hard, tomorrow you'll have a bruise there. And you know what I'm saying?
So she asked
If I went like that across your arm tomorrow, you'd have just a pressure line there. I mean, it wouldn't be broken. Well, it could, but
it would hurt.
Yeah, or a Charlie horse. I mean, like giving you a dead leg, just
yeah.
A larger span.
What about the burns?
That was us. You know,
How did that happen?
Where's the tool?
Huh? That is just trash. It wasn't mine. We bought it. It was like a.
Where'd you buy it from?
What do you call it? A wood burning tool.
Where'd you buy it from?
Hobby Lobby or Hobby. There's 2 hobby shops down here.
You
For the brands. No, because there's the shop the one over off Brookers is a more of models. I had to go to HB, and that one's over behind the.
So I'm not from the LA area. What's HB?
Oh, Huntington Beach. I'm sorry.
Huntington Beach. Okay.
You guys are so funny.
So you got it from a hobby shop in Huntington Beach. I don't know what's there.
Yeah, I mean they're probably like $20 or something. I mean it was cheesy plastic thing with a little metal thing.
So what did it?
So I mean she like I said I was
explain to me what it was and how it was used and what happened.
I don't remember what even was on her because this was her stuff. None of this is my thought up thing. Like okay, we should do that because it's gonna look. I mean I don't even know what it said and I don't remember what it was. She wanted it.
So how did it happen?
She just asked me to do it, and it's like a.
Well, I know what it. Explain how it. Okay, so explain the whole process. So she woke up one morning and said, "Let's go to Hobby Lobby."
Well, no, she didn't leave. She didn't go anywhere with me.
Okay.
Because I'm like you know we knew the situation. I'm like, and she knew that. She's like, all right. She wanted to stay in. Whatever you do. I mean, we'll see how whatever plays out. You decide what you're doing.
So
I don't even know what her full plan was.
As this was going on, like you guys are watching the news and it's blowing up, or do you?
No, I didn't have TV. Like I didn't even actually. We have her. You had her phone.
Phone. There was on the phone.
Yeah, I mean I have TV, but I didn't even have at that time. The TV was sitting on the floor. I ain't even using it yet. It was sitting up, leaning over there. My other TV was up, and we would that's just DVDs.
Did you guys talk about? What did you guys talk about? Okay, obviously.
I mean, we talked, but we didn't. It's like what am I going to ask you? Like, you're already in with some weird situation here, like, and that's not what we said. I mean, I wasn't putting pressure on her, you know. Like, I don't know where her thought was with this, and so we didn't really talk. Like, okay, what's the plan next? You know, like, am I leaving you? You know, this is everything was there was spur of the moment in some sense. Not all of it, but it was just the idea is this now, and the idea is this now.
Did you keep any of her clothes?
No.
Did you keep any insurance? Right. So if somebody asked you to do all this stuff, and now you see the news is blowing up, everything's going crazy, did you keep anything to say that this is my involvement? And is there anything?
No, because there wasn't. I wouldn't say there was a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
she tossed that stuff. You know, like get rid of it, get rid of it. I'm like, all right. I mean,
She told you to get rid of which stuff?
Like the little. I was going to keep the little burner on just because I was like, well, I'll work on wood or something. I mean, it's
paid for it, right?
tool, but she's like, and toss that. I mean, there wasn't a lot of. Oh shit!
Birds coming up.
Oh, I almost smashed him. Sorry, that scared me. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like we had a box of, okay, here's the kit we're gonna do this with. It was just she needed some sweats, buy some sweats. It wasn't like she wasn't like starving or anything. I mean, she just whatever she was like, get this, you know, if I did.
So she would send out to you and get stuff.
But it was like cleaning stuff too. I went and shopped. We were like, can you get stuff to clean? I mean, it was just, and then as she got closer to her, whatever we were doing, whatever she was gonna decide to have me do, then I would go like, yeah, I would. But it wasn't a lot of stuff. It wasn't like I was running around buying stuff all the time. I was just on a random occasion with her.
Okay. So
I wasn't here very long, obviously.
Right. So I've been just going off on tangents. And,
I'm sorry.
And it's my fault because I'm just trying to wrap my head around this because it's unique to say the least.
It's a mess.
So she gets here. All you know of the Redding stuff is that she that she's in a bad spot with her husband.
Yep.
She's just coming to figure stuff out. And then at what point of her stay do things start, like where she start hurting herself and like doing
Well,
stuff like
that was kind of the thing. I don't know how long she was going to hold out for, and if we talked about that, if that came up, it wasn't significant enough for me to remember a lot of. I mean, it was a lot to take on for me anyway, but I didn't know what the final plan was. Like, were we going to end up together? Was that her plan? I mean, there's a lot surrounding this situation. Like, we grew up, we knew each other, we were in love at the time, but that was young love, and I don't even know if it all worked out in her sense, whatever her plan was overall. Because this is out of the blue for me. So I'm at work, I get the call. I mean, other than that, only contact, like I said, I talked to her briefly that her dad was coming down, and I'll meet up with him for a beer. Oh, cool. I hadn't seen them. We didn't have any harsh feelings, but yeah, that was. I mean, we just talked, and then she has kids. Mm-hmm. Her second, I know about that. She, almost died.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I don't know if that's true either. You guys have more info. She bled out real bad and almost lost her right away. True. She started missing her babies. And I'm like, of course.
Sure.
Because the play out. Obviously.
The what?
The play out, left her kids there. Obviously the kids may not remember, but if maybe they
everybody's got a plan until reality hits.
Right. And so she's just like, I'm ready to go. And I'm just like, Thanksgiving Day, I'm just like, are you seriously? Because this time she lived in Buena Park, and I had to
come. Plans, right?
I came down, I drove straight through, I never went to sleep. I was awake for like 60 hours, man. Because I drove through, I picked her up, went to my aunt's in San Pedro, did the Thanksgiving thing, got her home, and then I was just like, all right, well.
So are you talking about when the release?
Yeah,
on Thanksgiving Day.
Right. So I was just.
You're here. She says it's time to go.
Yeah, and this is the plan.
And
all right,
you went to leave super early here, right?
Yeah.
You didn't even sleep that night before.
No, I slept, but I mean when I came back,
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you leave super early.
We left, and it was just straight drive up there.
What was she? Did she put anything on her? How was she?
She had stuff in a bag.
How did she get it?
Some stuff was bought. Some was just.
Who bought it?
Chain.
Who bought it?
I probably purchased it, or I might even have had it. I don't think so though. I don't really have any chains. Don't tow anything with a cube. But yeah, just whatever she had put together. Like whatever I had bought and she put together.
Do you remember?
I can't remember. I know I bought some chain one time for her.
Okay. What else?
Ace Hardware, Westcliff.
Westcliff.
And.
Do you remember how you paid for it?
Cash.
What about the wood burning tool?
Cash.
Cash.
Just cash for everything.
Always cash.
Did you buy anything with card during this time?
Maybe I don't.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, I'm just
the rental car.
Just to rack my brain on it,
You would have to pay for the rental car with.
Yeah.
A card.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what card you would have used for that?
No, but I didn't because I had my buddy. I can't get a car. They won't let me.
You're not allowed.
They won't. It's just my with my DUI and stuff, standing and stuff. They just wouldn't.
So who's your buddy that rented it?
He worked for me, and he didn't know. He's well now he doesn't work for us. He's a pretty harmless kid. And I go, Alex, can you rent me a car, man?
Alex?
Yeah, Alex Hannum. And I go, hey man, just rent me a car. And he actually didn't ask any questions because he worked for me, and I was just like, hey man.
Sure.
And he's a credit. He could rent me a car. And he lives down in Santa Ana over here. So I was just like, hey, he met me up there, and I rented it. And then I just gave him cash. And I was like, thanks.
And obviously, we're just gonna go check out all these things.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm just giving you. I don't, like I said, I don't know that one over there 100%, but it was a rental place. Same place. I think is where I both happened.
Well, so you rented a car also for the release?
Yeah.
Or
my car wasn't going to.
Alex rented it.
Yeah.
And so that would explain why your car is sitting here, like I showed you on,
on
the license plate.
Yeah.
Because you knew it was here because you guys used a rental.
Right.
And so
that car would make it up there.
Both for the pickup and for the release, rentals. Okay. On both trips, were you by yourself for both trips?
Yeah.
Okay. And
long trip, man.
Who told you to turn off your phone? Like, 'cause your phone's off. I know your phone's off.
Yeah, my phone's off, and my phone could have died somewhere on the trip. I mean, I probably turned it off, but I don't know if I turned it off in the morning because I had to have it on me. She was contacting me through it.
Sure. Before. But then at some point it went off.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if it went off on purpose, like to conceal.
I can't say yes or no to that one. It's just memory-wise, I probably turned it off. I mean, guessing with going with the thing, I'm not saying yes or no, but most likely, I mean, why wouldn't I charge my phone? I needed the GPS.
Yeah. Unless the rental car had it.
No, neither of the cars had it. I was trying to go.
Back in the day,
I spent $400 for one day for a car, down here in Orange County.
Yeah. So that's the relief.
I don't know why my phone. I'm trying to think how I would have got GPS because that car didn't have GPS.
Who put everything on her on the release?
She's in the back seat.
Okay, for the whole trip.
Yeah. I mean, anything she was wearing I would have purchased, from Target.
You mentioned sweats earlier. Anything else you think of clothing-wise?
No, it wasn't much stuff. It was stuff like that. It was just basic. I wasn't like going shopping like, hey, can you go South Coast Plaza and buy me clothes? It was, she never left the house. So sweats, socks, shirts, just.
Do you remember colors, anything?
Blacks, grays, dark, and basic, whatever they had.
Where would you have bought it at?
Target, TJ Maxx, Ross, one of the stores over here, one of the discount stores. So the Target and TJ Maxx on this, everything's on Harvard mostly, I guess you could say, down that street. TJ Maxx is in Albertsons parking lot, Home Depot, and Target's further down off Baker. There's a Ross here, and the Ross, I kind of bounced around to stores, wherever I was at closest to, I mean, just between work, but just stuff, yeah, nothing major.
So for the burning, that happened where in the house?
In that room, we just plug it because you have to plug it in. She's just sitting on the floor.
The one where grandma is, or the workout room?
That one.
The other room.
Yeah, the one where grandma's at, right here.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not playing very good. Right there.
So the room where your grandma is where the burning happened.
Yeah.
Well, describe the tool.
You just tap it like that.
Like, are there attachments to it? What?
Yeah, usually you clip them in. It's actually the first time I ever used it.
Okay.
Sucks big.
So go ahead and describe it.
It's a little handle thing. You plug it in, look like a electric toothbrush, and it has push the little things in there.
How long
they pop in the rod. It probably heats up like
and what were you popping on there?
Huh?
What were you? So it looks kind of like a solder gun. And what are you putting on the edge?
Little. It must be made of brass or something, so they don't burn. I'm not really sure. They just snap in.
Metal.
Yeah, I think they just snap in or screw in.
And once it's already hot, how do you get the next letter on?
Oh, you have to take it off with something.
Because you said they're letterings, right?
Yeah, you can't touch that thing. You gotta take it off with something
and so.
I mean, you could take it out of your hand; it'll burn you or cool down.
What was burned onto her?
That I don't know. I honestly can't remember. I know we put something on there and it had some meaning, she said, and I honestly don't remember what it was.
If you don't remember the exact words, do you remember like the theme or maybe?
No. I mean, like I said, as much as I was in this, I was in it, but it wasn't. I didn't say we should put that on there. I actually don't remember what it is.
She wanted it to be put on.
Yeah.
And she said it had some sort of meaning.
It has some type of meaning of something, and I can't remember. If I knew what it was, I'd tell you.
Okay.
Because I can't remember what we put on. You know what I mean? I come home from work. Is where I did this.
So when you say you did this, let's get into the specifics.
Okay.
So you put the letters on.
They were all letters, right? Or did I put? I don't even know.
I'm just saying.
I know, but I want to.
No, I know.
Get it fresh from you. So I don't
that's
tell
all.
You either way.
All I know is that I just
you put the object on
the request,
and then where was she at?
It was right where that chair is. There's a plug right behind that door right there.
Okay.
And at that time the carpet was different. I pulled that carpet out when I moved her in because it was not even then. I just in February I pulled that carpet out.
So that's newer carpet. That wasn't the carpet that was there when she was here.
No. That's the only thing that's changed in that room.
What was the carpet then?
It was dark brown like the other one.
Okay, that same shag stuff.
Because that was my room for a long time. It was just thrashed. I've been here 10 years now. So when I moved her in, I kind of cleaned up. That's like.
How did she? Was she standing, laying down?
Just sitting. Like, I mean, it's not. how do you brand somebody like that's asking you to do it? You know, I'm lying. Like I don't even know. So
she's sitting like that.
If you were sitting here, you know, I was sitting on the ground too. You'd just be sitting in front of me.
Okay.
Indian style or crouched over.
And if I'm sitting here on the ground, like where was the brand at on her back?
It was on her shoulder somewhere, right or left. I'm left-handed. I want to say I did it on the right side.
Pointing at my back, like where would it be?
I think I was over here on your right. I think I was right here doing it.
So on her right shoulder, shoulder.
But it was a shoulder. I'm pretty sure it was.
So you're grabbing that arm.
I'm left-handed, so I'm like, how am I? I was kind of nervous. I'm like, you want?
But you're using your left hand. You're using your right hand support. Is that what you're saying? Because you did it, you like showed like support.
No, because I'm trying to balance to put this on someone's back flush. You know what I mean? Oh, Amber Alert. All day down here.
Test only.
Oh.
Is that normal?
Down here, yeah.
I'm getting on my phone too.
With as many people are down, I take her for drives, and I went. Newport Beach. Mm-hmm. It looks like the busiest day of summer, and no masks. Every bar, they can't go inside, and most of the bars are like small, but their parking lots hold 400 people. So they did that, and I went down there in the shore house, and I turned around because there's just 500,000 drunk people.
Yeah.
So she's sitting down. Go ahead.
That was it. Yeah,
you use your left hand as you said,
I'm
and
left-handed,
you use your right hand support
to balance. I mean, because I'm holding this thing's hot. Like I dropped it and it was hot.
Where'd it get you?
No, it didn't hit me. It just dropped, and I was like, holy! I'm like, oh, this is probably gonna hurt. I mean, I've never done this.
What'd she say?
And like I did this because it's got to be straight, and I just I can't even say I did a good job. You know what I mean? That's scary. Have you ever done that to someone?
So the way you did it there, it seemed like you did it quickly. Like
you can't hold that. I mean, you can't cattle brand too hard. It's so fine, it'll burn through the. It was so hot, it was red.
Like a blob if you do it too hard.
Yeah, if I had a little pin, I just like that.
Just like a stamp almost.
We worked in wood shop. I worked in wood shop in school, man. And the guys doing that stuff were drawing in wood with that's all. But
okay,
it's probably that big. I mean, they're not very big. It comes in a little packet. They're $19 to $30, and it's in the wood area.
Okay.
It was an HB though, because it's the one over here off Brookhurst is a race car. They just sell like remote control cars. That's where I just looked up. There's Hobby Lobby and Hobby something else. The one in HB is the one I went to, and that one's on the back side of the Bellaterra. It's changed so much over there. The skateboard park's over there. Van skateboard park. You can't miss. It's off the 405. It's gigantic. It's called the Bellaterra. You can't see it. And the Hobby Lobby is just a block or so behind it.
What'd she do for the pain, if anything?
She never really complained about a lot of pain. I don't think I was purchasing. I don't have any drugs, like pills wise. I don't do that. My buddy, I got some CBD liquid for her to try because I don't have pills. I don't have Norcos. It's not my deal. That's about it. I mean, I didn't buy any pills. Maybe aspirins or Advil or something, but no.
Did you get like a burn cream or anything?
Oh yeah, she had that stuff. I picked up some. She got some type of rash at one point on her arms or something.
Do you know how that happened?
She's allergic to something.
Okay.
So I got like some, not knowing what to go, I just went to the store and went to that area and they have like all the different creams for rashes, and I'm gonna just buy whatever these are, and she'll know. She gave me a list, and I just picked up whatever, and I grabbed extra ones. There were ointments.
Okay. And that was to try to clear up a rash on her arm?
Yeah, I don't remember what she was allergic. She said she was having some actually. You know what? She had been scrubbing the floor. She was trying to clean one of the stains out, but who knows what's in the floor? Oil. That's motor oil over there and stuff. I mean, it was thrash, but she ended up getting like a little bit of a hive.
Okay.
On
on
her arm, she could just see it, and so I got her some ointment. I mean, she was getting hives, but I don't know what she was getting it from. I don't know. She maybe allergic to something in the house. Chemical she used, sprayed, I'm not sure.
What type of detergent do you use?
Back then? Everything, whatever is cheap on the day. Hammer, Tide, a lot of eco, HE friendly stuff, or whatever's cheap.
What HE was that?
HE, like for the washers that go cold, high efficiencies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which, by the way, are garbage. I've been through 2 sets, man. $3,000, and these things just fall apart all the time.
So, for the injuries, she asked you to do some of the stuff.
Yeah, mutual. I mean,
Yeah.
it was me. I wasn't. It's just not my style. You know.
Were you guys sexually active during this time?
Mm-mm. Not even.
Did she take her shirt off for the brand?
Huh?
Did she take her shirt off for the brand?
Pulled up
Pull
like
it
that?
up like that?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, I'd seen her. She wasn't walking around naked or anything. You know, she. I know she had breast implants and she was having problems with one. She fell down and she said she had to go get surgery to have it done again.
While she was here, it fell down?
No, she was having issues, she said before.
Okay.
I mean, again, just minimal conversation about, like, hey, your boobs. I haven't seen you for a long time, your boobs sagging. Like I said, I wouldn't say we were distant, we were kind of distant because I kind of like, I was playing in my head, like, you know, like, okay, well, how's this going to go for me? You know, or how could it go?
Yeah.
And I had to accept it when I said, hey, you know, I mean, like, whatever happens. I'm not trying to get in trouble, but I've been in it and I kind of know, I know the routes. My family's been, I've seen it all. I've dealt with the FBA before. My parents went to prison, my mom. So, I mean, I'm not too nervous. I've been dealing with police officers my whole life.
Yeah, you've been pretty calm all morning.
And so it's just, yeah, whatever. You know, I mean, like I said, that's all I have as far as that went here. I mean, that was it. And that's not what we didn't have to say, but she can't get pregnant again. And so we weren't even talking about that anyway. Was not a sexual thing, but that's something, you know, she's a pretty sick person from that. And so we were.
But it's fair to say you were hoping maybe you could get together with her.
No, I wasn't there yet. I mean, I was a little rattled. I was rattled because I have a lot pending besides this thing in my life. You know, that she's my number one person. My dad, my uncle, they're gone. I'm our only family member left.
You're saying about your grandma Nora.
Yeah, her and her daughter don't get along very well. Never have, and she stays distant. So I've been taking care of her for years since she's 82.
Her daughter, you're talking about?
My aunt, yeah, but she's the aunt I go to Thanksgiving with. Yeah. In San Pedro. She's off San Pedro, First and Gaffey.
Which one is that?
A crime circus.
Who's the aunt?
Her only daughter.
Which is who?
My aunt, Lori Reyes.
Okay,
yeah. I thought I gave
Lori.
you.
No, I was to make sure. So Lori is not too close with her.
Yeah, if I make the trip, more or less, you know, she'll go.
But she sees it when you take her.
She's fine. She just whatever they dealt with, but I'm left, so that's all I got. I can't put it. With the COVID-19, I didn't want to put her in a home.
And who are you still in contact with up in Big Bear, if anybody?
My mom. Cody, we kind of falling out just because he had a falling out, you know, recently, the last few months before he moved. Mostly his kid thing, but my mom's up there, and Cody and Nick was my other grandma passed away a couple years ago, so that.
But Sherri was only here. She never was up in Big Bear?
And nobody ever came here?
No.
What about?
I don't have people here when I'm here. If that makes.
You also said at one point that she had a phone that she was looking up stuff. Do you know what that is, or?
It was. She had a phone.
Okay.
What she had with her was what she had with her.
Okay, but she brought a phone with her. It came down here.
Yeah, I think it was a prepaid one, I'm not really sure what phone she had. I know she left a phone.
Yeah,
she left
somewhere.
A phone, and she brought a phone with her.
But that's.
Can you describe the phone, like a color or model?
Black, Samsung or iPhone.
Smartphone or not smart?
Probably, yeah. I mean, she was looking at something. Hey, what's up, Louie?
Did you find the bird?
Well, he flew over the fence. He's probably still sitting back there.
Oh.
But grandma good? Going for a walk?
Yeah.
All right. Are the boys coming back later?
No, I think my dad's gonna keep him until
okay.
I need him back.
All right.
You know?
Okay, cool. Bummer. So I get to the store. I have one of his boys watching the grandma for me.
So who's she?
That's my cousin's wife.
Robert's spouse?
Spouse, yeah.
Okay. That's dick.
So, okay, she had a phone with her here that entire time. Do you know what happened to the phone?
I thought she took it with her. I mean, I think she tossed it. I think we tossed everything. I mean, anything she had. Like when we went, I went to work and I came back. What was happening here when I wasn't here was whatever she was doing. But I know she threw away everything. We threw away anything she felt she bagged up.
tossed, went to the trash can.
Okay.
You know, that doesn't help anything. But it wasn't very much stuff. I mean, a pillowcase of whatever random stuff that I had purchased. Everything else I had purchased would have just been food and household stuff. Well, it would have been in that dumpster there.
Okay, so just dumpster it. And
here, yeah, they come every week. There's 50 dumpsters here every day. So that's... Like I said, I wasn't doing the cleanup. I was just... My part in it was I'm the transporter, you know? And I was just doing her a favor, but...
Did you follow the case after everything?
I mean, I've looked it up. Yeah, I was curious, you know, because maybe her mental state isn't even great. You know, we hadn't talked in a long time, and I don't know. I didn't know what her situation was. All I know is that's what we planned. She had some issues. She wanted to come down, get away. And
how long was this planning process?
Not very long.
Okay.
A couple months, maybe. I mean, I work, so I'm just like, I was just like, how am I going to do that? I have work, you know, and I know that drive. I mean, I just know that's not, it sucks to do a round trip.
Yeah.
There's nothing out there. And coming back, you know, you fall asleep. Yeah. Going up, you fall asleep. Just on nitro pills, just trying to stay awake. 3.5 hours in downtown LA, coming back to get her. And then I was struggling to stay awake, you know, a lot of the time. But, I mean, that's it. I mean, that's just really, I know it seems so bland because we just were here. We talked, hung out, you know, we ate food, but we didn't go anywhere. She read a lot of music. She had a lot of private time, just wanted to be in the room with the door shut, which is fine because I wasn't here a lot of the time.
Anything else? What about the window? Anything to deal with the window? Did she do anything with the window?
The window?
Yeah.
This window here in the room. I'm sorry. I was like, anyway, there was just boards over it, so she couldn't see. There was no light coming in. She wanted to be dark.
Who put the boards up?
I did. I just screwed them in there for her.
Where'd you get the wood from?
I actually had it. It's from Home Depot, but I had it because I built a workbench, and it was just plywood. It was just 3 sheets of particle board or pressed board.
Okay.
So it's particle board.
I
saw the holes in it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking, because I saw that.
And I had it. I had it up. I had already had it up for a while, and took it down, those boards, because I had cannabis in
growing
here.
some weed.
No, my landlord knows. He just goes no mold. But I had that in there, and I had it open range, so I couldn't have any light. So I actually had those up before that, and then they were in my garage, and those holes.
So it was an old grow room.
So you put it back.
Yeah. So like that carpet was all. I grew in there and I flooded the whole room. That's when my landlord, and then I pulled all the carpet out and I left it wood. But I had that because I didn't have lights exposed. You'll see there's holes in the ceiling. I had lights exposed there. And then I put them on, and then I was like, why just put those up? I mean, I'm not blacking everything out. I mean, this is...
So when Sherri was in there, she said she wanted it dark?
Yeah.
And there was no carpet at all because you pulled it?
No. There was carpet when she was there.
The shack.
Prior to my grandma moving in, that was just wood in there because I had a grow room in there.
She's moving around.
Oh, well, she's always moving.
So with all the stuff you looked up at after obviously all the stress, like what were you thinking? Like what was your...
Well, I have common sense, you know. I mean, what's going to happen is going to happen.
Right.
So I'm not running from anything. You know, I just went about my way.
But you didn't show up either. You didn't come running either. So there's a...
Well, you know, I was like, well, this is gonna. I mean, I figured like, hey, I could probably get in trouble or maybe not, because it comes down to it. I was doing an old friend a favor. And I know it was not, I can't put it in that effect because it was so severe and it went long. But I just look at it and I go, well, shit, I mean.
No, but now we're looking at it and trying to figure out, okay, well, how can we prove? How can we prove that this was all consensual? Anything, you know, that you can show us that...
Yeah, I mean, I have the jersey she sent me.
But that's like anything else, like notes.
No, I mean,
letters,
pictures and stuff. I have her from... Way
Did
back
she
when we were
call
together.
you afterwards or text you afterwards?
No, I haven't talked to her since then.
And you didn't keep any insurance to prove that right? But I mean by insurance is I'm doing all this stuff for you. If you go release her and she says that I kidnapped you and X, Y, and Z,
that's my quarter. You know,
that's just the risk you were willing to take.
Yeah, I mean, just the law's a law, you know, and however I've seen it go good and bad in both ways. You know what I mean? So it's just I just said, well, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I said, I knew it was kind of. When she talked about it, I right away wasn't like, all right, let's do it. I'm just like, I need to rack my brain for a minute. It's more than a favor. You know, it's
a big favor.
Time, money. I mean, I spent a lot of money not doing that, but just like it was a lot to do all that in such a short period of time.
How much do you think it cost you? Like when you start?
Renting the cars, gas.
So 2 rental cars.
Yeah.
What else are we talking? 2 rental cars. We talked about the wood tooling kit.
Just some stuff. I would say whatever the cars were probably 3 something, 4 something. I don't somewhere in that range, which is why they wouldn't approve me for it. But just accessory. Anything else was just like our food and the stuff I had for the house. But say $1,000 because of the cars. I mean.
So one thing we can help start proving is the buddy who rented the car. Do you have his phone number?
Yeah, I have Alex's number.
Can we get his phone number so we can go start confirming?
I don't. My phone is not even. It's just not even working. I can try to charge it at her house. It'd take probably 20 minutes. She has a fast charger. My phone it's just broken. It's so old. It hasn't been working since last night. It just went dead. But I'll grab it if I even know where it's at. Oh, it's here. Yeah, it's just I dropped it. And it's all shattered. But I can go try to charge it. But I have Alex's number. I mean, I can text it to you and as soon as it's charged if you're running. But I mean, yeah, Alex. Probably at work, but he'll respond. Or he might not respond until later because he works for a tech company.
We'll get it in though. Yeah, because we'll check with that, and that should be able to show.
And I mean, I can call him. I'm like, hey, it's okay to tell these guys about your car because he's this kid. You're going to see him, and you're going to go, oh shit, he's a big, heavy, curly guy, but he's really goofy. Right. He's but.
And then after
I know that sounds weird to tell him, but he rented it for me, and I said just. He didn't ask any questions, so I didn't tell him why I was renting. I said my car is out of commission, whatever, and that's why he rented it for me. But he's not into that stuff, and I was nervous too. I'm like, this kid's doing this, but he's not really doing anything wrong. He's just renting me a car.
But you're saying absolutely, it was just you and her in the car. There were no females involved. No anything else she might have said about with the sketches. You've seen the sketches probably.
Yeah, that's no.
All that.
I don't know any Mexican girls. I mean, there's no way, man. I seen all that, and I wouldn't say I'm laughing. I'm just like, I kind of watch it roll out. I mean, it's not on the news, and it was every day, but it was out there, and it was pretty marketed. And I just was like, well, whatever happens, happens, I'm not gonna make any calls because it's like I'm turning myself in for nothing, but not nothing. Sure. I figure if it's gonna happen, it's gonna come to me, and I'm not gonna fight anybody about it. It's just whatever it is, and if I have to go to court or something and I have to do it, it's fine. Not trying to say like you guys are butchering me. I'm just saying if I have to, then that's the case.
Your cousin never saw her here? Robert?
No. He knew she was here, but he wasn't. He knew because I was like, he knew, but he tried to come in one night when he buzzed, come through the back door. He's all drunk. And I was like, and he understood. So,
how did he know she was here?
I told him. He's close to me. I mean, I told him. I guess
your brother, right? Is that what
no, he's my cousin. But we're like brothers.
This guy?
Yeah.
And you said he's off to work today?
Nah, I just asked her. The boys are staying. He's coming back, but I'm not. Well, she'll be back walking a little bit. He could be on his way home now.
So what we need to do now
in a few hours,
like we talked about, is trying to prove what you're saying.
Yeah.
So anybody that we can call, if you have numbers written down anywhere, or if she comes back to have him come, so we can all talk together to figure everything we want to do. We're here right now,
of course,
and that's we want to do as much as we can now.
Thanks for calling me. No, I'm just kidding.
To try to figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
So if you want to go hook that up to a charger, we still have
it's just mine. She's got a fast charger. It's take about 20 minutes maybe.
Okay.
So 15 minutes just to get up to a few percent so I can open it.
It's 8:53. We're taking another break. Correction on the time. It's 10:42 at this point. It's 10:43.
He's over there in a lemon tree in many people's yard. He's like going on.
Hanging out?
He won't leave until I come get him. He's freaked out. Finally, he's sitting there. I'm not climbing that lemon tree.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, how... Okay.
No, that's all right.
Birds sound like a lot of fun. I have a puppy that's eating all my stuff at home.
Yeah, I'd like to get a big one, but they're gnarly. Those macaws and stuff, they bite your finger off.
Oh, yeah.
My grandparents had a white... What are they called? No, yes, big old white. They lived for like 70 years. They were old, and they were like talking about putting it in the will and stuff. I'm like, better buy that young.
1,000 PSI on that beak when it's fully grown. It'll take your finger off. It's playing. That's why I don't have it. It's a big one. It'll nip her. These ones bite once in a while and make all blood.
Okay, so
Thanks, sorry.
on the circle of who knows stuff, we have your sister or her daughter, cousin.
No, her daughter.
Her daughter.
My aunt. That's my cousin.
Okay.
And that's his wife.
So cousin knows that she was here.
Mm-hmm.
When you got to Thanksgiving, did you go to Thanksgiving at
Lori's?
Lori's house?
I took her.
Yeah.
I took her with me up there.
How did that transition? So what time did you get back?
Early. I mean, straight. I pretty much got here, picked up my car. I had to go back to Buena Park by Knott's Berry Farm, grab her, and then to San Pedro, take the 91 up. So I don't know, we ate at like 1 or something. I must have got up there around 11 or 12. In
the rental car, or did you come back?
No, I had my car.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
okay,
came
mileage on that thing, man. You kidding me? Another 100 miles on it.
So you drove up, dropped her off, drove right back home. What time and you got home in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, I was barely alive, like, because I've been awake for so long.
And then you drop off the rental car, or do you give it back to?
No. I had to come get her. There was no time to go drop that. I did that on the next day, or when I went to work.
You
came and parked the rental car,
Yeah.
got your car, went and picked up grandma.
Correct.
Went to the aunt's house,
Yeah,
had Thanksgiving.
Well, they were closed, but I couldn't drop that off and go get her, and then go to San Pedro and then come back. I passed out at my aunt's house. I was so tired. Before we even ate, I was just laying out. And they were gabbing, but it's a small Thanksgiving. It's just me, her, and my grandma. That's it.
Did you tell Lori what was going on, or does she know anything?
No. I guess it was new. I was like, hey, guess what? And she knew Sherri, but way back then we had a Thanksgiving up there in her other house in San Pedro, 2003 or something, too. One of the holidays we went at her other house, but her and Sherri I didn't see a lot of my aunt in general. I just see her when I go there. She doesn't really come down and see me. But she was there. That day I was up there that morning. It must be between 11 and 1, somewhere in that range, because we ate at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Oh. And then it was very brief. We went from there, and I went home, took my grandma home.
So when we go talk to your cousin,
yeah.
What is he going to tell us on the realm of so we can start confirming stuff? What is he going to tell us before you obviously tell him your phone's over there?
No, he's not even there right now.
Exactly.
But
when we do talk to him today, what's he going to tell us?
I mean, like I said, he doesn't know much other than this is what's happening, amen, of the house.
That's what I'm asking you. What would he know? That's
it. Just that Sherri's here, and he knew because he knew he sees the news too, and he knew all right. But it's good. It wasn't his place to do anything. It was just like.
So he just knew she was here. Didn't know the.
Yeah, he wasn't a part of coming in. He doesn't know about what I was buying and stuff like that. I mean, because it wasn't. I go to the store, and it wasn't like I was making special trips. Like, all right, I got to go to Vons, and I'll pick that up when I'm out. Okay. When I get time. It's pretty much after work, rarely before work. I get off at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and then. But yeah, I mean, he won't lie to you.
So he just knows she.
He doesn't want any trouble either. He had his stints in prison and stuff.
But he didn't look. He didn't see her. They didn't talk.
No, they never even made eye contact. Because the night he came in, the night he tried to knock on my door, I had everything locked.
And she was, I believe, in the room at the time. Maybe, but he was like hammered. He's like, come on, because we were partying. I go, hey, man, And he's like, oh, all right. But he wasn't over knocking. Like, hey, man, I just want to see you.
But how did that context know that she was here?
Well, no, I told him before.
Okay.
Like, I let him know what's going on, a little bit. With, hey, I'm going to be going up there doing this. And he's like, all right, be careful, I said, yeah. But he was the same thing. He was like, well, you're not, he's technically someone's asking you. It's not really a crime. You know what I mean? And I didn't say that, but he's kind of like, he's like,
we're in the questionable stage of.
No, yeah, of course. That's your guys' job.
What about Louisa?
She just knows, if she would remember. She never came over, ever. She never met her.
She knows because of conversations, or
yeah, just we're tight, It just went that far.
It seems like, yeah,
it didn't go. His dad doesn't even know. My mom knows. She was curious. She goes, hey, I at first didn't talk to her much about it, but it's my mom, and just go, hey. That's the only thing I have is that she knows. They call me when it happened on the news because I hadn't even seen the news, so yeah. I was like, I assume, until she.
So when your mom, so what did you tell your mom?
She just knows. She just goes, hey, this thing, and it was real brief, and she wasn't digging either, She just goes, yep. And I go, yeah, and she goes, and that was that.
You're being help me out here.
Well, no,
mom called. Hey,
I told her, but we weren't like, okay, this.
What'd you tell her?
Just that. Hey, she asked me, hey, do you know anything about it? And I said, yeah. Not right away though. I didn't tell her the day she called. I told her later on because it started playing out more and more.
Got more and more.
Once it hit like 20, you threw everything on the news, but then when it starts getting to the bigger, like, all right, we're dedicating 2020
big news.
And she asked me, I go, yeah, I know, and she's always, it's gonna play out. There's nothing I can do about it. That's all I can do is wait, and see where it ends up.
Okay.
But yeah, it wasn't, again, no into depth because I didn't really have depth at this time.
So she doesn't know details, but she is aware that Sherri is here.
Yeah.
Not from the day one, but from somewhere when it hit the national.
Yeah, like I didn't pull up and like, hey mom, my guy. It's
not like they call, hey, I picked up Sherri today. I don't expect that.
No one was like, no one knew what was going on except for me and her.
Okay.
But for me, the contact from her was kind of out of the blue because we hadn't talked in a long time. Not for any reason. It's just she got married. She has kids.
Is the phone you're using now that same phone, or is there a different phone?
That one.
Is it the same?
I want to say I had that one still.
Is it the same SIM card and everything?
There is no SIM card in those phones.
Okay.
It's just a program.
So what's the?
But I had erased probably a lot. I erased all that stuff because I didn't even have the numbers. I don't think like permanent. I just had them floating. And then she got rid of her other phone. So whatever one was up there, I didn't have that number.
But it was a 530 number.
Yeah. There's, 530. That is Shasta or San Ramon or something.
And then that contacted you somehow.
Yeah, my number's always been the same. Long time.
And that was like conversations months up until this point?
Yeah. Well, we haven't been talking for a long time. Since that happened. But other than that, yeah, minimal talk throughout the years, but never, I hadn't even seen her. We hadn't even got together. They've been down here a few times in San Diego for weddings and stuff, but no contact from her.
Okay.
Just obviously, for whatever their thing was, it'd be weird to contact me.
Yeah, hey, you want to come meet my ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're not cool, but I'm...
Well, no, because at one time I was trying to have her send stuff back.
Yeah.
My jersey, and she's like, I can't send this stuff back because Keith wants me to sell it. I had like skates and stuff. Her skates, she was gonna get rid of all, so I only got my jersey back.
But when you sent her stuff back, you sent it to her parents.
Because I didn't know where she lived, so I knew she was married. We have mutual friends, but she got married, and I had it up in the cabinet here. I just had a box about that big, and it was just all her, actually old pictures from back when I first met her, way back in high school and stuff, all kind of her life in San Ramon and things. And I looked at it, made sure nothing was mine. I just packed it up, and I called them up there and just said, hey, there's a package coming up with a bunch of Sherri's pictures.
And when was that?
15 or 16.
was before this happened. It wasn't after it happened.
Okay. And before or after the hockey game?
No. The shipping the package?
Yeah.
I want to say it's quite a bit before that.
Okay.
I was cleaning and I'm like, I've been lugging this around from there to there.
Yeah.
So her parents never said, her parents didn't set any of this stuff up.
Mm-mm.
They didn't call and said, hey, I'm mad at Sherri.
No.
Grab her for a little
And
bit.
our relationship that was minimal was, me and Loretta. She liked me. Richard, he's a pretty quiet guy. I'm another guy. I'm a guy coming over for Thanksgiving. I actually took Nick and Cody. They were young then at that time. 7 and 5.
Do they know?
Well, no, Nick died 7 years ago.
Yeah, I'm saying. What does Cody know about all this?
Nothing at all. Well, excuse me. It came on the thing. I don't think my mom told him. I hadn't announced anything to him about it.
Okay. So he doesn't know from you?
Yeah, he just turned 21. He was, not that he was a kid, but he's a kid. He was just like, if I tell him, it would make a difference to him. But no, I didn't tell him anything because he's a kid. It's just, my mom knows, and Robert and Louisa knows, but I didn't, they just know she's here.
Do you want to have the Big Bear team talk to mom? That's already up there.
Yeah, I'll have a question.
All right. So I'm trying to wrap my head around all this. It's old, right?
It's a young show.
I'm just saying, just so I have it correct in my head from what we've talked about. You guys lost contact, normal breakup contact.
Yeah.
Then you guys get into a, like, hey, my stuff, your stuff type conversations for a little while, which is normal stuff. About 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there, you find the box of her stuff, you mail it back. Sherri reaches out to you to...
I don't know if the box initiated the reach out, sorry. I didn't even talk.
Just timeline stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Big timeline event.
Of course.
Then you have... you meet up at a hockey game with her dad, and then a couple months later, you and Sherri start talking on some number, communicate, text, phone calls.
Yeah.
Text,
just mail,
phone calls.
which if she called me and she was talking, and that it would just been, hey, well, a long time. That's about it. Oh, you're down here, you're hanging out, or what's going on?
She tells you that she's in a rough spot with her husband. Police report, people are calling her, like, rough spot with her husband, whatever that means, in a vague term of she needed help, she didn't know how to get away, she tried to call her, in your mind.
Basically, what I'm getting from her stories, she's trying to call I hear it's a situation with her guy, and I just go, not that I'm coming in to save it, but just before a girlfriend or intimacy, I've known her since I was 13, 14 years old. So we had a long history of friends for a long time. Okay. She dated my friend forever. And so I just knew her. But yeah.
Okay. So she asked you to come up, like, in this month period.
Yeah, it wasn't so she had a plan. Like she had planned this.
How do you know she had a plan?
She had to have a plan because she called me. I don't have a plan. I'm at work. I'm in a fitting. I'm sitting in front of kids fitting figure skates. I got a call at work. And I say I just deny her. I would talk to her and I go and I listen to her thing and I go, all right, and I'm not innocent in the sense like, this is all 100% gonna be your thing. But I go, all right, well, and then it just, we talked and gathered and she goes, all right, this is the plan. I go, all right. And that's just, I just did my end.
You're skipping over, like, sorry. You go, like, good detail, and you blur it out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So what do you mean by that?
Well, we talked, and she was like, she kind of laid out the situation, and then she was just telling me what was going on, but we didn't talk a lot because I was at work, so she wasn't getting into a lot of detail. And I don't even know all the detail 100%. Like I said, even here, we never got into, like, I wasn't picking at her marriage stuff. Like, I'm not really in a position to even be with someone all 100%, like that anyway. But it was just that. And, she was going to try to send some stuff down, some money or something for her to have when she was here. And
who tried?
Sherri. She's been saving some of her cash. She worked, I think. Yeah. She had a job. AT&T, I know back, and then that's where she worked when she left here. I mean, that's when I taught. She called me, and back then she was like, "I'm in Eureka, working for AT&T. I'm a sales rep," and that was way back then. That's it. I mean, there was just the plan of what was going to go on. And I'm like, well, you're going to have to tell me where. I mean, you're telling me to go. You want to go to Reading? And
that plan is come and get me.
Yeah.
Right? Is that
like,
what?
You're right. I'll need address. I mean, I got to say, I got to figure out how I'm going to come do that. That's an entire 2 days and money and in my head, am I doing this? Am I getting in trouble? Is this going to be what's it's going to be for me? And I made my call and went and did it, you know?
Okay. So then you had your buddy rent a car. Why'd you rent an SUV and not just a car?
The first one was a car.
The one on the, what do you mean first one?
It was I didn't keep the same rental car. I rented, he had rented it for me and
on the way up, what rental car was it? What kind of car was it?
It's like a Challenger.
And that was a light Challenger.
It was black or gray, dark blue maybe even. It wasn't blue. It was dark gray or black.
Dark, like Dodge Challenger.
Yeah, silver gray. I seen it. I go, Alex, why did you rent that thing? Because it's just gas mileage. I'm like, I rent a sports car, dude. I didn't tell him, but I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to drive this.
So it's like those little square, weird looking.
No, like a big
muscle car.
Yeah, a Charger. Or a Challenger, that's the Dodge.
Sorry, that's the two-door.
The two-door coupe thing.
I was thinking
and I go, oh my, I already didn't say anything, but I go, shit, this is not going to be...
If you want to race, it's good, but if you want gas mileage, that's...
Gas mileage and comfort, I'm like, I'm going to be crammed in this little thing. And yeah, gas was not to my advantage.
So that's the first one.
Yeah. And then the SUV was on the way up.
But earlier you said that she had got into the back seat and was on the floor.
Well, no, not on the floor. She's laying down on the back. The seat pops. It's a coupe. It's got the back window.
In the back seat, but not on the floor of the back seat.
No, you can't lay on the floor in the back.
I was going to say, there's
a big transmission bar right there, and everything's sitting up. But
so there's like a big hump.
Well, I was saying, I'm thinking I'm going to do this. I mean, obviously someone doesn't want to lay in the back of a truck bed or anything. So, and then he rented that. It was already done. I go, well, great.
And you can't really tell him.
Yeah, hey, dude, I need. Hey, whoa. But I didn't need. I didn't go into it even thinking what I needed 100% when I was renting. I'm just like, I rent a car.
Did you know she was going to get in the back? Because you said you couldn't rent a truck. Did you know?
She got up and just popped the seat. I mean.
Well, I know, but you said this was all planned out. You also said you didn't want a truck because nobody wants to lay down on the truck bed.
I wanted a utility. Was what I just didn't express.
So when you know you were going to pick her up, why did you need a utility? Why did you need? That's my so the plan.
Well, I didn't even specify, so I didn't say I needed it. I assumed he wouldn't buy a sports car for me to rent.
Was the plan
$300
for her to get in the back seat immediately?
No, I was trying to. I pulled up and I didn't know. I mean, I got some stuff here. And I went to Trader Joe's or everything. Well, I ate breakfast.
In Reading?
Some place up there.
A crime circus.
Starbucks. I was at a Starbucks on the top of a little, like off the freeway, a little waiting spot. Because I didn't know where I was at, so I just drove around. I got food.
Okay.
Because we were in contact at that point, then I just drove and just. I don't know, back, I gotta pop it up. I mean, I just didn't get out. I just didn't even get off. I pulled right on the side of the road right there, which that was a dirt road. I didn't go up that dirt road.
Okay. So, all right. You get the Dodge Challenger, 2-door sports car. Drive up, stop at like a Starbucks, you said, somewhere off like in Reading or where at, you know?
It wasn't far. I wouldn't say it wasn't far from where I needed to be. There's like a little... From where I'm at, there's like a Motel 6 that runs flush with, is that the 580 or 30? Or I'm not even sure which one.
5.
Or the 5. I don't even know what freeway I was on to go up there. Like I said, I got lost and I came around another way. I drove and stopped and asked some guy in the middle of wherever I was. And I drove a couple hours back. So right there, and then like to stretch back, there's like a little, like I guess that's the little town right there. It's up kind of up above. There's like shopping. There's a Trader Joe's. I went to like a local little cafe there.
Okay.
Like none of that was on my where I was at. I just was like, I'm gonna go eat something. I'm driving around. I was waiting.
So
was waiting for her to tell me when I needed to go from where I was at.
Okay.
Yeah, guy wasn't just sitting on the road. And so I drove. There's a Starbucks, and I feel like it kind of sits up. Maybe is there a water slide place there that I could see? I'm not even sure, man. I mean, I know I was at a Starbucks. I had.
There might have been a water slide somewhere.
I was sitting here, and there's like a little. It's like all our shopping's flat, so it just seemed like there was like levels to where I was at up on the Starbucks, and I think there was either a store or a Lowe's or Home Depot right here.
Okay.
And the cafe I went to is like a local cafe. It's not a chain.
Okay.
It's some little hometown wagon place. It's pretty old looking. It's right on the corner of the little shopping area I was in.
Okay.
It's like a village. Because again, when I went up there in the years past, I don't really know the area that well. That was a GPS thing.
I have no idea where I am here, other than
yeah, exactly. Like I went down that road and I was completely lost. I mean, that road's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. I go, how long do I have to go down this thing? Where am I at? And I didn't really know. I'm like, how do I get back from here? I was just kind of surveying where I had to go. So I got lost when I went to Starbucks. I got off and then I just was driving around.
So did you have more than one phone back then?
Yeah.
What was the?
I had one just what do you call it? Prepaid one.
A prepaid one.
Yeah, eventually, because that's my work phone. I mean, I do my business on there.
What's that number?
Oh, I don't. That was gone a long time ago.
So the 3473 is
3473 is my cell phone.
Your
my main cell phone.
Your main cell phone.
I mean, we use that. That's my only line of contact.
Have you ever called your work phone to that number?
Which one?
The
425?
Yeah, the 425 number. Back then, would you ever call or text it?
My work?
This prepaid phone that you're talking about?
No, not for work.
I just mean in general.
Oh, yeah.
I have two phones, and every once in a while,
yeah, with her. I mean, yeah, with her, I would have texted.
I'm just trying to be able to identify your phone number. That phone number. That's what I'm.
And those phones I purchased at the AT&T off 17th and Tustin or Santa Ana. It's at the end of before you get to 17th. But I just paid cash for that.
But you don't know the number, and that was the phone you were using to.
Yeah, I mean, I had that thing for 20 days. 23 days, whatever.
So the whole point of that phone was for this.
Right, and that was, she's like, I need to have that, so then
what area code would that have been?
Here's either, it would have been 949 or 714. I can't remember what they gave us at the time. That's typically what our area is here. HB.
And that would have been the prepaid number you used.
Part of the plan, again, was for you to get a throw phone. And
she wanted a throw phone.
How did she? So that's how she got so did you get two phones?
Yeah.
So when you drove up there, you gave her the throw phone.
She had a throw phone.
She already had one.
Yeah, she had already had one from her job.
A throw phone?
Like an AT&T or something. She had a prepaid. Yeah.
AT&T phone.
So then she's like, get a prepaid one. I'm like, all right. I mean, I knew what was going on. I mean, I understand what she's doing. I just go, all right. I mean, I wasn't nervous. Like, oh, I got to go get a phone. Like, this.
So she told you to go get a prepaid phone.
Yeah, I was just going by how she was planning.
Before you even left here.
Yeah, I didn't plan any of this stuff out, so I just go, all right. I mean, I'm not even thinking. I'm just like.
So when I'm looking at if I look for your records at 3473, I'm not going to see that communication with her
on the day
of the day of the pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably see that. She had messaged me, and I can't remember.
So text only, but not calls.
Yeah, typically just text.
It's right.
I mean, so
we're not getting confused.
Yeah.
Right now, we're trying to figure out the phones that she was calling you for the pickup. Is it a prepaid phone number you had and your phone?
Yeah, I think she. I can't remember. I can't remember what phone she was using on her end.
I'm worried about you. On your end.
I had a prepaid phone.
And she was okay. When you went up there, that was the plan. You went and got a prepaid phone.
Right.
You turned this one off.
It wasn't off. I may have turned it off or it went dead
records say it goes off or whatever.
Yeah, because I use GPS up there. I had to.
But you weren't using that phone for GPS. You would have been using the prepaid.
I don't think so.
Earlier, you just said you couldn't remember what.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm trying to remember a call from years ago, a text message.
Right. No, it's been a long time.
I do 10,000 texts a week.
But some things are done on purpose, and some things are done like.
No, I know, but I don't know what. I can't remember what phone. I don't remember buying a smartphone for that, so it was probably that phone. Because with the pay phone, I wasn't going to pay a couple $100 for a smartphone. I can't remember. I mean, I'll look. I mean, I'm not trying to hide anything, but I don't remember.
How can you look?
Huh? My phone's charging. I mean, I can't remember. I pretty much put it behind me in the sense that I'm just waiting for someone to knock on my door.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
And her prepaid number wasn't in your contacts, but do you have her other number in your contacts?
I probably still have it in there.
Okay.
I'll look. I don't know if her number's changed.
Because if you'd be willing to show us your contacts just to show us what it looks like. Sometimes the phones are smarter than we are. They can say, hey, you were last in contact with this person on whatever day.
Yeah, I mean, because when we were talking in LA at that time, right at the beginning, it was on my phone.
The 425 number?
Yeah, all that. Her call to me was this plan to me.
Okay.
In some sense, very minimal though. I mean, we just kind of went, whatever.
On your Verizon plan, were you paying for other lines too?
Yeah, I had, that time I had my mom's, her cell phone, but she loses them every week. Not really a cell phone for her. I paid for it. She had a house phone, and my mom's, and my brother Nick's.
So she had a house phone and a cell phone?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, the cell phone, a couple times she lost them, and she doesn't know how to use them.
And you were paying for Nick's and then your
Nick's, and then I had my mom's, and then I had a laptop on there for my little brother, and then as exchanged, I got my mom's, Cody's phone was from Nick's number, I believe. I swapped them all around as Nick passed, and I got rid of her cell phone. I was just paying.
So after Nick passed, he was using the 9439, right?
I'm not sure.
The 909-730-9439.
Probably.
Well, either way, after
I might have his number on my phone too. I don't know.
After he passed, who started using his phone?
Cody. I think Cody got it. Or I know I kept his account, and I feel like I moved it on to somebody. I'm not even sure the numbers. I mean, you just text the people's name on your phone. I'd have to look up. I mean, I guess I could go to Verizon and have them pull up. I don't remember what phones were under which accounts at the time. Well, they're all under my name, those phones, but that was all my family. My bills were like $400 a month on those stupid things.
Yeah, we just want to be able to look at some of those records and see what number she called you from, right? Because then we can follow up with that number.
Yeah. But never on. I mean, again, no contact to Cody, and then my mom never really. My mom was in jail a lot throughout those years that we were together, in and out of prison and things and nonsense.
Would you be okay signing a consent to search form for us to maybe take some better photographs of the bedroom here and the living room and?
Right now, yeah. I thought you guys were already doing it, so I mean, I don't even know.
Yeah, I already took some when I asked you if I could.
Well, yeah.
But I'm just saying,
okay.
Turn on the lights, a little bit more and get closer and.
Yeah, you can. That's fine.
That's cool.
You're fine.
We've been talking for quite a while.
I can move first.
What would you feel like? Would you be willing to take a polygraph test?
Huh?
A polygraph test? A polygraph test? How would you feel about taking one of those?
Yeah,
You'd be good.
I mean,
I can't do it right now. I'm just saying in general. Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. I mean, for me to say no, and then because I'm telling you what it is.
And here's maybe a bigger ask. Yeah. What do you think Sherri would do if you texted her and said, "Hey, the FBI said they want to talk to me. What should I tell them?"
I don't know.
How do you think she would respond?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to her since that point.
Would you?
I would say she would. I mean, I don't know her number. I have the number. If it is hers, she probably would not respond. Maybe she'll respond. I don't know. I don't know if she knows my number by heart. I don't know that.
Well, you could give her a number. Hey, you can call me this number.
I'm sorry?
And you could say, hey, you can call me this number.
Oh.
And then.
Yeah. I mean.
Do you think she would call?
I don't know.
Would you be willing to do that?
I could do it. I mean, I don't know. I'll text her if I have her number. If you have her number, if I don't have it, I should have it. I mean, I don't remember racing. I know I got rid of the other one, but that was just a.
I think she got a new.
What does she usually? Does she have like a nickname for you or anything, or does she just call you James?
James, yeah. Maybe back then.
I'm just thinking through the text, like, how would she know it was you?
Oh, I'd have to say who I am because we just didn't. We weren't like I said. At that point that's it. And I haven't. The only thing I've heard from her is what's been on media.
So and I'm trying to remember if she got a new phone after all this or if she kept the same number. I just don't remember. For you, how would you have gotten the number? Whether you called her mom and dad.
Well, they're at AJ Mini Storage.
Yeah, I know. So yeah. I'm just thinking out loud. For you to have a genuine contact for her, you'd have to call mom and dad because you know where mom and dad live to get her number or re-up for a number. If I just gave you her brand new number, that looks suspicious, right? Because how would you have got it? Yeah.
How would I
so we'd have to, yeah. All right. Yeah, we'd have to call have him call mom and dad call her and go that route. It'd be a double phone tree, but I think it'd be more of a genuine find, if that makes sense, rather than me, hey, here's your number, call her. Okay, I think it'd just be a blind knock.
Like if I just had your number,
hey, Sherri, I just got your number. I don't know how I got it. And if she asks, how'd you get it? Goes down that rat race. I want to try to avoid that rat race. So if we do that, we'll probably have to get the mom and dad and double it up, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, because Richard, me and Richard talked the game night, like getting the phone, but I didn't save his number, and we don't.
Yeah, but you know it's A1.
We don't hang out.
That would be believable. Hey, Richard, I found your number. I wanted to.
Well, but me and him didn't have a relationship like that. A few times we were together.
But you know he's always worked at the storage unit.
That's where they were. Yeah.
So you know
the storage unit, and he would.
Well, I called and go, hey, I'm sending a box up. Hey, I make sure they're still working there. And
they are. That's not the problem. I know that part.
So yeah, I just sent that up, and they're just like, oh, thank you, and.
So what it would be is you'd call the A1 mini storage like, hey, it's me, it's James. I don't have Sherri's number. I really need to get a hold of her. Something's going on. Do you have her number or can you ever call me? And they'll answer yes or no. They'll say, I don't have her number because they're estranged, or they'll say, I'll get in touch. And then we can just wait for that.
Yeah, I just Google that to find it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of in the vicinity where that, I think that's where that village is over in that area. That seems to be like the little town right there.
It is.
And I was up above on this little incline and pretty nice view. Really nice over there.
I know where you're talking about.
Okay. What is it? Is that Reading?
Yeah, okay. It's North Reading. Okay, so let's go back to you get a prepaid, she gets prepaid. We don't really know how communications come about for you to go down Old Oregon Trail and for you to pick her up. You get there, you open the door, she gets in, you don't know anything about her personal cell phone. You don't know, what you told us. I'm just going based on what.
I know, I've seen it on the news, obviously. I know it, but I didn't.
At the time, you didn't know what happened to it.
When I pulled up doing that, I'm already going. Because believe it or not, as I'm coming down the road, there were some junkies over here, crackheads probably. They were arresting people over here, way up by the street. And I was already just like, oh man, I'm sweating. I don't have a lot to sweat about because I'm doing this based on someone saying me, and then obviously it's going to be what it is. But
it's still sketchy.
But of course. I was just stressing out when I went down there. I was just like, all right, here we go. Yeah. I wasn't out of sorts flying. That car was fast. I had a few hundred horsepower. It was a terrible drive. But that's.
She gets in the back seat, immediately gets in the back seat, lays down.
Just straight shot. She was jogging.
Okay. Do you remember what she was wearing?
Athletic clothes. Tights, some type of. That's
Robert?
I can't see.
We'll see.
Is that Mason? That's Mason. Thanks.
Do you want to call her in here real quick and we can just talk to her real fast?
Yeah. Is that Mason? Oh, is that Mason?
You can send a call.
How are we going to get her watch? We'll have to have somebody watch her. We'll call her again.
too much, dude.
Should I ask them to watch her?
What?
Oh, you mean while they come in?
Why he goes a couple hours for a photograph. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm
fine, bro.
Sorry.
You mind if I use the backpack?
Go ahead. I'm Kyle. I don't know if you're COVID scared or whatever.
Am I what?
COVID scared.
Oh, okay.
Is Peter with you? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi.
So we're here regarding the Sherripapini stuff. A couple of years ago, she was abducted, or it was reported that she was abducted from Reading.
Oh, I heard it on the news.
Okay.
Yes.
And we're talking to James because we're talking to James.
Yeah.
He said that you might have known something about him and her at that point.
You mean like?
Sorry, gentlemen. Is it okay if I get the bird?
Yeah.
You mean like when they dated? Like a long time ago?
No, like
during the abduction time.
Did he tell you that she was here during the abduction time?
Kind of, but we kind of kept it. We just didn't talk about it really. So it was more like, you know.
Yeah. What did you know?
Something about like a bad relationship with her husband, and just like that she, you know, was trying to get away or something. And so I told him, I said, okay, well, whatever you guys are in, it's probably best for me not to know anything about it. So I just told him that I'd rather not know anything about it. But I do know he had an ex by the name, and I remember seeing it on the TV.
Okay. Did he tell you that?
We're not here to jam you up, obviously.
That's okay.
We're just trying to find out how we can prove whatever people are saying.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously we know she was here.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out.
I never physically seen her.
Under what circumstances?
Yeah. I just know that he had mentioned something about something going on, and then I seen it on the news, and I told him, I'm like, that don't sound good. I'm like, it's probably best if I don't know. But, you know, I know that he was, like, trying to protect her.
But do you know
something bad happening? I'm not, like, I don't know details, just because I told him I'd rather not know.
Okay. But you never talked to her while she was here?
No, I never even seen her. Mm-mm.
What does your husband know?
We're pretty much the same. I don't know if they've talked on a separate occasion, but like my husband, he's been at work right now, so he's not home.
Okay.
Even though you might not know like all the details, you know how she got picked up?
No, I just know when she left. I don't remember like date and time or nothing, but I just remember he said that she left.
She left to go back up north?
I'm assuming. He was just like, yeah, she's not with me anymore.
Okay.
Like she had left. And I'm like, oh.
Do you remember when that was or the reference?
No.
Huh. Do you think it could have been like you she was describing for the sketches?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just to kind of like mix in some reality with fiction and...
Well, I never met her. I didn't even see her. He kept it like locked up, and I didn't come over.
And you guys were warned essentially not to come in. Did he?
Yeah.
What did he tell you? What did he tell you?
Something was going on with her, with her husband. I don't know if it was like violence or something about her being scared for her life type thing.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, and he's like, yeah, so I'm gonna protect her, and she's gonna hide out, kind of thing. And then, yeah, after all that, when I saw the news, I was like, oh, that looks like some serious stuff. You know?
It blew up, right?
Yeah, and I was like, that's terrible. And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I don't know. She's trying to, get away and stuff, and that, he cared about her, and, and I was like, oh. And so I was like, yeah. And so my whole thing was, I said, well, it's probably best for me not to know anything because I don't want to, so that they kept it private here. And I just know when he started coming back, coming to visit the house, that he was like, yeah, she left. And I just said, oh, someone picked her up, or she walked off, or anything.
So you were aware of her being here, but not all the details, and preferred not to know the details.
Yeah, I asked him, I just said I didn't want to be involved or know about it or like anything. But then when I seen it come up on there, I was like, oh my God, that's terrible. And so I think it was, I'm assuming she put on a show or something, and she was trying to leave her husband. And I guess the only thing I know is that maybe he was in law enforcement or something. So like whenever he would, whatever bad stuff was happening with them, she couldn't get away because like the police were in on it, and so she couldn't escape. So that's all the details like that I heard. And so that, yeah.
But James didn't ask you to get involved in anything?
No,
like
not at all.
Borrow your car?
No, never. Mm-mm. And he was working still. So, I mean, the house was locked up. He was at work, you know, and he would come home and he just stayed inside. I didn't see him for weeks, actually.
Is that normal behavior for James?
Well, no, he was just trying to protect.
I mean, is it normal or abnormal for his normal? He's out. Is that like, different than how he normally is what I'm asking?
Yeah, like he would, you know, come by, you know, because he had to work, but my kids play hockey at the rinks, so like he would check in on them or play hockey right here, you know, like a street hockey.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, his activities, you know, he was just
absent for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could we call your husband and put him on speakerphone just to, or is he, I don't know what his type of work is?
Yeah, no, right now, my grandma's declining in hospice, so she's on like 11 days without eating and drinking.
I'm sorry.
And so I was just going to check the mail, but my husband's at her house trying to do work and meet with a real estate agent and get a ball rolling for financial things, so I don't think he's able to talk right now. I just called him because I went on a walk. And he said he had to call me later because he was dealing with a real estate agent and stuff.
Okay, I was just asking.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah.
And obviously it's bad timing, but.
Yeah, and then, you know, he's got his grandma here. And then I got my grandma and my grandpa over there. So I just got like a nursing ward in my room. Yeah, and I'm just like, you know, my grandma's just hanging in there. She's a strong woman.
And can I get your last name real quick?
Doty, Dooty.
First name?
Louisa. Louisa. So is she like okay?
Yeah, she's been okay.
She's okay.
We've just never known what has happened to her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, to put it this way, I never even asked him what happened to her, and I don't think he knows. I was like, no, don't want to know, don't want to be involved, don't want to. It just, when you see the news, you're like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, some weird stuff, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think your husband knows? Like like context wise of what?
I mean, he knew her from like when, like years ago, just from their relationship. But other than that, he doesn't know her, like off the grid.
Okay. But when she was here, what does your husband?
No, they totally blocked everything out. So they didn't talk to us. They didn't come visit. We didn't come here. It was just shut down.
Okay.
And then when we heard about what was going on, we just said, okay, he's shutting down so that he could privately do this and not involve us. So we gave him his privacy and did what he did. And, you know, and then when that news popped up, I was like, whoa, that's some serious stuff. And I said, nope. We obviously don't want. And I'm like, how dramatic of a girl, you know, and especially when you saw the news. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
It's been a long 4 years.
Oh, has it been 4 years already?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember, but I remember the incident and I remember hearing about it.
All right.
Yeah.
But you never saw her. You just knew she was here because James told you she was here.
Yeah.
Then all the news came up later.
He was around for a while.
Okay. And then once she left, he started coming back around.
Yeah, he was just back to normal, and he was just like, "Wow, yeah, no." He went to work and she left, and then that was that.
And back in 2016, you were living in the same spot here.
Mm-hmm. Same spot.
Okay.
Oh.
And then I was working because I worked a lot. I'm home right now with my grandma, but other than that, yeah, I was home a lot, and then my husband works, and then the kids would just come home from school and they'd be home.
Okay.
All right.
We just lived our lives, but yeah, I remember hearing about it, and I mean, I think I even read it when I was getting my hair done in a magazine.
Yeah.
You know, like one of those magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you? Obviously, there's a lot going on right now with your. A lot of stuff going on. This is my cell phone number.
Okay.
When your husband has some free time to give me a call, just so I can start. We're just trying to figure out. Obviously, the news says she was abducted. James is saying she wasn't.
Yeah.
So now I'm just trying to figure out what's right and what's true.
Yeah.
So.
No, I get it. Yeah. Well, and you know, and I told him too. I was like, man, I would stay away from that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's no good. It was no good. And, you know, he's such a caring person. He's like, I just want to help her out. And I was like, okay. And he's like, you know, she's safe, and she was, you know, she ran to him, and she was safe, and so he was just trying to help her through whatever she was doing, but she dramatized it. And I don't even know, to be honest. I just go off of what went on the TV, and I was just like.
You said you were working at the time. Where did you work?
Bonds at the grocery store.
Grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a supervisor, so I was working like 10-hour days.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else you think we should know about Sherri and during the time she was here?
Not really. I mean, she never even came out. Like I said, I never even seen her walk down the driveway. Like, she didn't leave the house at all. Is all I know is that they were in a relationship together, and she left him for another guy and took the ring and bounced, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, So I just know little skits, and, you know, I know that she was rude to my husband when they were together at a young age, and that she didn't like my husband, and that she used him and always used him, and that's all that I know, and kept the, you know, $20,000 ring and everything. So, and I know that she cheated. So those are the only things that I know about her.
Sure.
Other than that, I've never even met the girl. But I did see her on the thing, and I was like, oh, she's pretty. You know, and I was like, yeah, I think I would recognize a blonde walking down the road.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
No, never seen her, never even seen her go in or out or nothing.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Okay,
thanks.
A crime circus.
It's 11:30. Taking a break. It's 11:33.
I was right there on the couch. I'm like, I walked and hit your ring. Sitting right by the window, and I scared this. He scared me, and I got the bird, and I let go, and he went flying all the way down the street. I was running.
Do you want me to get a consent to search form? Or
Yeah, I didn't bring one. I don't have one.
Oh, man.
Did you look if I open this up real quick?
Oh, yeah, the Bible. Granny's Bible.
Is that whose it is?
It's actually my grandpa gave it to his son a long time ago, and my grandma's had it forever.
Okay.
So for a lot of years, maybe.
Yeah.
Before around when I was born, because my name's James, and she highlighted all the St. James stuff when I was a baby for me to read now, and I just actually read it a couple months ago.
That's cool.
It's sad though. She is the left hand of God. She prayed her whole life. Her fingers are actually crooked from the beads.
Oh,
she
yeah.
can't remember it. Her mind's going. So she knows it's a Bible and it should be by her, but she can't comprehend anything anymore. Like that. It's just all jumble.
Okay.
So, all right. I think we were getting to.
Sorry about that, guys.
No worries. It's actually nice to break up conversation.
Did Louis help? Louisa was here.
I chat with her briefly.
So she gets in the back of the car, and you guys drive straight down besides a couple of stops. You stop.
Gas, coffee,
whatever.
bathroom. Yeah, I mean, not very many. I mean, few.
What time do you guys think you got back here?
Not late, pretty late. So I know coming down the Grapevine, right when we got to the top, or not the Grapevine, where the Getty is. The big drop from the Getty down in LA from the Santa Fe.
Okay.
By the time we hit that in the evening time, it had to be between that. When we got here, it was later because we sat up there for hours. I mean, it took an extra 2-3 hours to get down because of that traffic. So late, 9, 10.
Okay.
Evening, nighttime, dark.
Okay.
Late, because I know I had to get up in the work in the morning, and I just went to sleep.
So did you drive? How did she get into the house? You drive up. How did she get into the house? You park on the street? Driveway?
It was late. It's dark here. The side fence goes through here or here. It didn't matter. I mean, no one out here is out that late. They're all old people.
Okay.
She's 96 across the way. She owns everything.
So did you just drive her? How did she get in here?
Yeah, walking. She walked herself in.
From the road?
No, I pulled up here. Yeah, I would have walked from the road. But.
Did you park the car? Where did you park the car that night?
Out front, and then because I took it back in the morning. That was the return date. I wasn't going to keep a rental car for any more than I had to.
So you drove up here, she got out, got in the house, you went and parked. Parked.
Right.
So that first night, on the way down, what were your guys' conversations about?
Just regular stuff, we didn't really get much into what was going on, because other than what was going on, it's us. But wasn't picking at her like, well, why? Just their stuff, what are we doing here? What's the plan a little bit? Or, and she's just, can I stop? We got to use the restroom and everything. She was sweating, so she's like, I want to clean up. And stopped at some whatever gas station out there. Just the regular conversation, what's new? She's her kids, she was she chose to do this, and then she was all worried about her kids, like what her kids were. So she was having a hard time with that. It was pretty quiet. There wasn't a lot of talk, because whatever she mentally put herself through to do that, that takes a lot. I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah. And then you guys got in here. Did you set her up in that room, or is that
like I said, my house is pretty thrashed, so we just kind of made do. She went to sleep in there.
Was there a bed in there?
Yeah, actually that bed frame was in there. That's a new mattress.
Okay, so the box frame, it was just two mattresses on the ground.
It was actually just like that. Yeah, and just my room. That bed frame that's in there was new that I bought with that bed, but then that was just a year ago.
Okay.
So when she's in there sleeping, the mattress is just on the floor, or it's on a frame?
No, it's on that. It's on a frame, box frame.
A box frame,
but
not like a rails.
No,
headboard.
Just a regular wood box frame. That one. That's one. That's
the
that's an IKEA.
Bed.
Yeah, I just transferred that bed onto it. I had it in there for a while.
Okay, so where were you sleeping at the time?
I had a different, similar shaped couch. I was sleeping on that type of thing was over this way. There was another couch.
So you were sleeping on the couch? And is that where you normally sleep?
Yeah, because I would get up early and go play hockey, some 6:30 in the morning before work, and then I would head to work. Because we didn't have like a routine, like get up, grab bros, go for a walk. I mean, it was just, I'm out of here. Like, see you later.
Okay. And then you'd be gone most of the day, and you'd come back, you'd see different injuries on her?
Not always. I mean, it was, that stuff was more towards her getting ready to go.
Okay. How long of that frame is there?
A day or two. I mean, we weren't doing that every day for 22 days. She was here. As she was planning up to going, she was going to stay longer. It was her plan. I don't know how long, but she couldn't be away from her kids anymore. And she set this up, and I was stressed out. I'm like, I didn't know where I'm at when I picked you up in the daytime. Now is the nighttime. I don't even know where we're at. All I know is I came up. It could have been the 5. It was one of the freeways I was up on that nighttime.
On the day she was released?
Yeah. So, I mean, that was all just with her. I don't know anything up there. I mean, I just don't know where any of that stuff is. Those roads, any of that. But I just followed with what she was doing, and then it was like next couple of days, all right, we're going. And then she chose the thing. I was bummed because I know I have to be back. I have to be back to pick her up. My grandma.
Let me back up a little bit. One of the injuries she had was a pretty deep burn on her forearm.
That one, I don't know.
You don't know?
That might have been self-inflicted. I didn't burn anything on her arm there. The only thing we did was that one thing, and then from that point, she threw that away. That was trash by then. We were done with that. And I was like nervous about it. I'm like, that can get infected. I mean, I don't know. I don't brand anything. Yeah. I just was like, that's weird.
So with the... Okay, you'd go off to work, she'd stay in the house, she stayed primarily in the dark room.
I mean, there was lights, she was reading and stuff, but it was just...
So when she first got here, the wood was off, the window seal. How did the wood get back on the window seal? What was that context?
I put it on there.
But what was the context behind
it? She asked me if there's a way to seal the window up, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Did she say why she wanted it sealed up?
Be dark.
Is there like windows? Can people see in there or no?
It's just that. It's like that. If I shut this, it's this.
On a flat. So it's like there's nobody.
It's those right there, blinds right there. So
yeah, I'm with you. I'm just curious what's behind the window. Can the neighbors see into the window?
Well, no, they kind of divided the houses up. The windows are here, but they can see through my fence all the way.
Okay.
So the second fence, and then no, I mean there's not really a window you could see in there.
Okay.
Like you could, unless they peeked over and looked directly in their window. I guess this guy could try to peek at an angle, but he wouldn't. They're kind of glare. So
it's not like somebody's gonna see me a peek.
No, it was it was butchered. I just threw up 3 boards and I had the screws there already. They were just dangling by the screws there.
Okay, so that you put.
Yeah, there was cracks. I mean, you could see, there was still some light coming through there.
How much time in between, like from the time she got here to the time the boards went up?
Couple days, few days. I don't think I did that. I didn't do it that night. I mean,
Yeah.
there was that room was completely thrashed. I had switched rooms and I just had piles of junk in there, records. I mean, it was trash.
It was full of stuff.
Yeah, so it took a while because I moved everything into this room.
Why did you pick that room instead of that one? Just
she picked it, but this one's hotter than the mother in the summer. It gets 110 degrees in that room.
Okay.
And right now, that's the hottest room in here. But it's just less exposure. There's no one walking here.
So.
My landlord comes and waters every day, during the week, and he's here. He takes over his mom's right there. So went back there, and that's fine. Pick a room. I know it doesn't matter. This is what we're doing here. You pick the room. I mean, it doesn't matter.
So she picked the room. Within a couple of days, the board goes up.
Yeah.
And then she's in here. You go to work. She comes in, tit for tat every day. She's eating what she wants. How did she? Like what food?
Just whatever I bought. I mean, whatever. I go to the store and just buy food. Make tacos. I mean, she wasn't starving.
Okay.
But she was not eating as much as she would. Like she wasn't starving. Like, hey, you don't get to eat. She would just minimize what she was eating.
She chose to eat.
Like she would make food, be like me and you eating every day, but just having half a banana till noon, and then having a meal. She went weight loss, lose weight, become skinny. She's already tiny. But
what about her hair? What happened with her hair?
She chopped that.
At what time frame?
Pretty early. I mean, within the first few days, couple days. So I wasn't here.
Can you tell me?
When I came back, she just
tell me the context around it. So you came home like a day. You went to work 6 days a week. You came back, and what happened?
Well, she had her hair cut when I came home one time.
Did you see where the hair was?
Trash. I mean, I don't recall that.
Okay.
Any other blondes that would have been inside the house?
No. The last girl I dated that was blonde was a long time ago. And those couches, those were other couches. My first couch I had here, which were just thrashed from all of it. It was just a brown couch I had there and then a chair. And she's a figure skate coach, but that was a long time ago too. That was 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago with that one. But she is a big half black, half white girl.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Big one, but yeah.
And earlier, when we were talking before, you kind of talked about what really happened. You said you had a girlfriend who was in Australia. Is that part still accurate, or is that not?
No, we're together, but we can't see each other in 7 months because she was here over the holidays. I met her early 17, the summer of 17. I met her.
Did you ever tell her about any of this stuff?
No. That was I wasn't even really looking, and we've been together a while and we're in love or whatever for now, she's trying to come back here, but it's the government that we're having a hard time and I can't go there. They won't let me in. But no, I mean, I never told her that. I actually thought about her, letting her know like, hey, something could happen down the road. I just want you to be aware.
Probably a good idea now.
And not like, leave her like hanging. We have our call situations there. I got to call her at 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Catch her late at night if we catch, because she's a trainer. Sometimes we don't talk for a day or two, but.
Do you usually just call her on your cell phone, or how do you?
Yeah, we just FaceTime.
FaceTime.
That's about all that works over there. Maybe WhatsApp. But my iPhone's it's a 4G, and I think they're getting ready to swap out, man. And just nothing works. I got to get a 5G. They said next month or something.
I'm gonna run and get that form real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure.
So
Sorry, it's so hot in here, guys. Go ahead.
No, it's not too bad.
We're from Redding. It's 105 yesterday.
You guys have fires going there like we have down here right now?
Not right now.
Oh.
Ours are usually come like August, September, October.
So ours are hitting bad.
Anything else like significant, right? We talked about like the cross-checking and like rolling the hockey pins.
Or stick. I mean,
sorry,
stick.
I play baseball. I'm sorry.
It's yeah.
Some of the stuff you did, some of the stuff she did.
Yeah, I mean it's a joke, really.
It's a weird situation.
I mean, I know, and that's my life. I put myself in some I always think back like, man, what the fuck? Like, I do this, and I won't say I think about it all the time, but I do kind of just go like, well, I mean, it's just a matter of time before, I already know what was going on. And it always eats at you a little bit, because I'm just like, fuck. And I have Kristen, and she's good. She's a good girl. She's not American, you know. I used to be a pretty heavy partier and drinker. When I met her, I stopped drinking. I partied one night, and I like called her, and I was like, oh man, I can't. She just has no idea what that is. I cleaned my life up and had my DUIs and stuff, and I was just done with that partying. Yeah, I was just done with that back in those days.
I brought up the hair.
Yeah.
Anything else significant in that time frame that you remember?
I mean, it was pretty bland. I mean, it wasn't like excitement, like she was free or anything like that for herself. It was just, I knew, and she's like, you know, this is gonna be really hard for me. And I knew, I'm like, well, I still have to do what I do. I mean, you're here, and I just, all right, here we go, and we'll just see what happens. I mean, we'll see what. And then she was like, I'm ready to go back to the kids. And she made her date, and I just said, okay. And I threw it together, but.
So when she said, I'm going back.
She wanted to go back.
But that was, and again, that was a day's process.
Yeah.
Within a day's process where it was.
Yeah, maybe
how long, like from the time she started hurting herself to the end, do you think that?
Well, a lot of that stuff started coming a little later.
Okay.
But I do think, I'm guessing on her end that she had made up when she was ready to go, and that's what she needed to have for whatever the situation was with the plan.
Okay. Did you guys know about all the money rewards and all that stuff going out?
I didn't know anything about that till long after, and I was on there. But I mean, I'm not out for any money, not that way. I mean, I've been working since I was 13. You know, just earning.
I'm just asking.
No, I looked and I would go, there's a lot of people going out here, you know, and going on. I go, holy crap! But it's just money doesn't talk. Yeah, I wasn't like, I should call and get that 50,000 or whatever, 10,000 or it was. But no, I was not aware of any money till on the back end of it. But I pretty much as that happened, in the sense I forgot it, you know, just to let myself be at peace a little bit, and who knows? I don't know if I'm going to hear from her again, and I don't know if something's going to happen to me again. You know?
Yeah.
I was just, it's.
So when the branding occurred, how long before she went home?
I feel like it was pretty quick. I mean, it was within days that week.
Okay.
You know?
The time she cut her hair, about the time she went home?
I'm not sure. I mean, it was early. I mean, this was, like I said, this is every day.
So can we preference early, mid, late? Can you on stuff?
Nah, her hair was cut earlier. That was one of the first things.
So hair was cut earlier.
Wasn't aggressive.
When did she get the rash? Middle.
She did. I said this place was messy. I had old furniture, but she did scrub the floor. I went to Walmart and bought all kinds of cleaning stuff, and she tried to take stains out, and then she's like, I got a rash. So I went and what do you get when you get home?
Is that beginning, middle, or late?
That's pretty early. That's in the first week or two.
Because she had a rash when she went home too.
Yeah, she continued to have. She had the ointment, but she kept having a rash.
She fought the rash once she got it.
Yeah, and she wasn't even sure. And I go, well, I don't know what's in the carpet. I mean, there's been parties in here every day, night for 10 years. You know, it's thrashed. You know? The chair I had here, I found down the street one time. I thought it'd be a good idea. You know.
Yeah, that was my college days.
Yeah, and I don't even. My landlord is surprised he put up with so much, but
Okay, so then she's gearing up to go home. That's when the injuries start happening. But her hair's already cut.
Yeah.
The brand happens. You go to Ace somewhere, and you get some chains. You get some stuff.
Right.
You ask your friend again to rent a car.
No, my friend. A kid that worked for me.
Whatever. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
A guy. You ask a guy to rent a car for you again.
Correct.
He does.
Yeah.
from the time you ask your buddy to rent the car to the time you get the car, is that like a day's process?
The
or is
day
that
before.
just
Like I think we did it after work in the evening because I think I left the next day, to be honest.
okay. And then you drive up. What's the conversation on the way up? Did she want to be driven all the way to Reading? Where did she want to go?
Well, that's what said. She planned this out. I didn't know where we're going.
Okay.
Like, I don't know that area for life of me.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I was at when I got her. I know I'm in Reading. I'm aware of Reading. That's about it. But what I got from her was just, this is where she's at.
Follow this road.
The only thing I know from Reading ever for her is like me knowing each other living wise. And to that, when she contacted me back then when we got together after we met back up, the only time I met her parents, the first time was there at the spinning storage, and that's where they were living at the time. So that was as far, and then I only seen her parents a few more times. But she had that all set up. She knew where she was going. Because we pulled up we went to that where she wanted to go, and I go, all right. I mean, this.
Yeah. And then you guys go up. She has the stuff in the back seat. She sits in the back seat again. She rides up. She tells you to pull over. You pull over.
Yeah, we didn't like pull over on the side of the road. Like we went down.
A road.
We went off of the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
By like a orchard, maybe some type of field.
Okay.
There was trees, maybe growing fruit, apples. I don't know. It was dark. There's no lights down it.
Okay.
It was pretty barren in that area. I think maybe it's like more of like a trucking. Like that's where they do a lot of in and out. I'm not really sure where I was at 100%, but I feel like we were in some type of a road where there was a field, orchard, bushes.
And then,
her. She's the only other blonde that they come over and watch movies and stuff. Sorry, she's not really blonde though. My cousin.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So then she gets out, and you drive home. You drive all the way back. You come here, get your car, go pick up grandma, take grandma to your aunt's house, have Thanksgiving, tired.
Do that program and then
here we are.
Start my day, just go about my work.
She came in like a blur, she left like a blur.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing is we knew each other, but it was just like we knew each other in high school. And then we only got in contact again because I happened to be going to pick my cousin up in Eugene. And I called her way up north. We were going to drive to San Ramon because that's where she was living. And that was way back then. And then we didn't talk for a long time. But we kept in touch. And then she ended up coming down with me, and I lived in Huntington Beach. And we were together for a little bit. And then like I said, we talked here off and on at the early stages, but then she... Oh, sorry, you can...
No, it's fine. I was just
throw that out of the way.
So in regards to our question to take professional pictures of the house,
like
we'll bring it like people with pictures, because she describes your house, she just misses some parts.
Okay.
So there's some descriptions of truth and some descriptions of false, and that's what we're trying to decipher. So to take pictures of stuff. Yeah. The other question was the polygraph. The polygraph takes a chunk of time. It takes a big chunk of time.
Okay.
Is there somebody?
Done with that. They had to do that before.
Yeah. We can provide the ride, the transportation to get to and from there. If we could do it tomorrow, it would be optional. But as far as grandma goes, obviously that's a concern.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really. I've only been out of the house 10 times, pretty much since this COVID thing happened. I don't even know how bad it is. Yeah. We got a friend in the hospital right now. We've known someone that passed down the street from it.
Really?
Yeah. So it just with her, and I like it. It's a lot of hype too, right? But it's lack of. I get nervous. I just haven't been out and around people. Yeah. I'm just not even my neighbors so much. So where do I have to go for that?
It'd probably be the FBI office.
I don't know where that's at.
I don't know.
Well, I know it was a federal building way up in El Segundo, but I don't know if that's active anymore.
One problem at a time.
Oh,
big problem at a time would be grandma, because it's a big chunk of time. So I don't know if you have family that can also watch.
Just them, but their grandmas. They got her husband's here now. The lady that's dying, he's 83, and I'm just like, fuck. We're all
So I'm just trying to figure out your options, and then I can start thinking about my own options. So my own options is I could probably call an ambulance and have an ambulance sit for a couple of hours for when that happens.
Okay.
It's just an idea. So I don't know if you have other family.
I have my aunt, which she's at work. I can get a hold of her later today, around probably between 4 and 5 maybe.
Okay.
I don't. She lives in San Pedro, so
Does she work tomorrow?
I can ask her. I mean, she's kind of a. I think she's a project director. She might be able to just step out. Oh, a project director for like land surveying for like when they build a new city.
Yeah, we just need to. So I don't want to say let's leave grandma. We need to take care of grandma. That's a priority, obviously.
Right.
So I don't know if when you get your phone charged up, I'm only up here for a couple of days. So hopefully to try to get it done tomorrow or after that.
A crime circus.
It's just.
Yeah, all they can do is try to get her. My mom can't make it down. I just know she can't come down. She doesn't have a car.
Yeah.
I go up there and pick her up.
Okay.
Typically. All I can do is when my cousin's back, I can see if Louisa, because if he's home, not working, she runs the business, so he doesn't work at work a lot. He might be able to stay, or one of them stay with him.
Okay.
That's probably.
There's just some logistical things. If you do, the polygraph would be very beneficial.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to dissuade the polygraph.
Okay.
It's just that's the next situation.
Yeah.
So it's trying to figure out who can be with her for the 3 or 4 hours, and I don't even know where that is, like where even the drive would be.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So
I've only been at the courts. I imagine Santa Ana's. I don't know. I can go. We'd have to Google it. I don't
when
know
Peter gets back, he'll have a better option.
Or wait, he's the. I was like, he's the.
I'm the sheriff. He's the FBI.
Did you drive down here?
No, I flew.
Oh, I was like, fine.
He drove. No thanks.
No way, it's 10 hours, easy.
Yeah, I drove.
If you're.
I'm sorry, I flew. I don't have the attention span to drive that long. Anything else that we can think of at this point? Besides.
No, I've been saying I was trying to rack though. I was thinking about that trail. I know how I didn't have the phone. I had MRSA and I was in Hoag Hospital.
When?
Prior to all this stuff, I had MRSA in my leg and I was in there for 8 or 9 days. Level 4 ICU for blood infection in my bloodstream.
Okay.
And they were giving me 50-50 to cut my knee here. All that muscle rotted out, and my foot was swollen, my toe. They had to cut that out in there. But she sent me a care package, and it had the directions in it because I couldn't remember how I got that road if my phone was off, and I don't think I had it.
Sherri did?
Yeah. I was trying to rack because you asked me how I got there, and I'm like, I don't even remember how I got that other than the call, but I've never been up there, and I don't think I don't know if I had the phone, but I did. I came back from the hospital. And she had sent me a package after I'd been home for a while because I told her I was in the hospital with MRSA. That's when that was all going down.
Okay.
And that was I had MRSA too because my friend Brandy, kind of a girl I was seeing at a time, but she'd never been here. She's I think she just got engaged a couple days ago. She was having her birthday down at Seaside on Main Street in Huntington Beach, or the street behind Main Street. Right there. Oh, you don't know where Main Street is. I'm sorry. That's the main beach here. About when you see the news, Huntington Beach, Newport's right here.
Okay.
And that night, that was a Thursday. I went to play hockey. I collapsed on the ice. I got I already knew I had sick. I went to my doctor, which is Daryl, which he will have record of me advising him at that time for an injury. But I ended up in Hoag Hospital, and I was there for a while with that. MRSA.
Where HOAG?
Yeah, HOAG. That's just down on straight down the 55 at the end, right by the beach. It's on the cliff of the beach there.
And that was summer of 16?
Yeah.
And you got a package in the mail at the hospital?
No. Here, like we had been talking. Okay. That had happened. You know that I was and that was actually how I got there, and that was why I struggled. It was on paper, I remember, and I think I Googled it. I probably Googled it on my phone. I can't recall. But I was trying to rack that in there because I don't remember how I got to that road where you're showing me are those areas.
Okay. That would make sense. You had already had.
But I remember I was.
And it's just
she sent me like
tea,
some tea, some like lotion rub stuff, just like some accessory stuff. But she had sent me a letter.
Did she have the date of when she wanted to be picked up?
No, there was. That kind of came through the phone.
Okay, and that just built.
That's where I purchased the phone at that point.
Okay.
She wasn't with me when I purchased the phone.
Yeah.
Nor, I mean, even here. And that was it. That was. Just remember that leg. That was a significant one. That was a bad one for me.
Okay, so let's just take a break for a little bit. Logistics for tomorrow, if you can, for a couple of hours. Significant. I'm talking 4 hours.
Half a day.
Half a day at least.
Just because wherever
we have to go, the conversation takes a while. I haven't done them, but I've been around about 40 of them. They're just significant chunks of time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's mobile. We'll have to figure those logistics out today. The crew for the FBI should be here pretty soon.
And they're bringing a whole bunch of people here right now.
I'm not saying that.
Oh yeah, not for me. I'm just like, oh shit, my neighbors. Just because she owns it, but she can't see her name. So cool.
People I don't have control over. It's not my people. People are going to come take pictures of the house, process it. I still have to get a DNA swab from you just to confirm the DNA's.
Do my COVID-9 too, or what?
Yeah. No, I don't want to go up your nose.
They do mouth down here now.
Do they? Lucky you guys.
Well, 300,000 tests didn't get processed, so it doesn't even matter.
Really?
California, yeah. It's a joke here, man. This part of California is a joke. Go down there right now, you see 300,000 people stretched from Laguna to Redondo Beach.
To try to get
every
tested.
bar, they just, like I said, but I was down there and I couldn't even believe it.
So my parents were pretty religious. They have like churches that are open, churches that are closed. You have people walking into up in Redding, nobody makes you wear a mask. Right. They'll put a sign, please wear a mask. And you just walk in, nobody tells you to put on a mask. Okay. Yeah. So there's like that, it's just this different realm.
Here you have to avoid it because people just want to fight.
Yeah,
that's the first thing to do. Like, I'm gonna hit you. Like, people down there, people are drunk. So you go down there with a mask, it doesn't matter. By noon, you've had unlimited mimosas for $10 till 1 o'clock at Sharky's. You're hammered. It's just a gigantic party. A slew of people I used to do that too. And I go, shit. But I go, no concern. I mean, there's no concern for people down there right now. Everyone's just like, it's not coming. We're not going to get it. But you're just pushing it with those many people going out. Maybe you don't. It could be just the government thing. It's probably better now once that happens to bring her out of that room, right?
Yeah, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
We'll probably just do it in stages.
Okay.
I'm going to pause the recording.
Yeah, throw my water.
It's 12:05.
Well, there it is. That was James Reyes' interview. If you made it this far, smash the like button, leave me a comment down below, and let me know. Do you think James should serve some time in prison? Do you think he was just an innocent imbecile who got involved in Sherripappini's web of lies? Let me know down below if you do think he should serve some time. How much time should he serve? Anyways, make sure you check out the rest of this case file over on the Crime Circus Cult and right here on Crime Circus. I've uploaded videos on both channels for your viewing pleasure. Please consider supporting this show so I can keep bringing you these ultra rare exclusive videos that nobody else has. And yes, sometimes it's audio only, and I put a heck of a lot of work into these audio files because I care about your ears. Anyways, shout out to my supporters. You know who you are. And until next time, remember to stay safe out there because you know it's a dangerous world.